put you up just to watch you fall. Numbers going up, but the charts don't lie. Flatline truth when the bars get high. I'm a dirty ghost in a broken stream, having the code, having a dream. All of the future lost in between. Everybody knows me, but I've never been seen. I remember me, but I've never met me. That's a paradox they won't let be. If this world's fake, then who pressed start? Was the glitch always in my heart? We're outside time in a mall that floats, selling lost things and forgotten notes. Linda smiles as like she knows my name, but I don't know her, still playing the game. Went back in time, tried to stop the end. Now I'm stuck here with ghosts and friends. Everybody acting like they see my face, but I don't remember this place. Is this real or did I wake up wrong? Was that a dream or was I there all along? If I woke up here, then where was I? Why's reality feel like a lie? Too dumb to be fake, too real to trust. Oh, we're built on digital dots. If no one made it, then why is it brave? Why's every choice feel grief fake? Spooky ghosts playing in the storm. Reality bending out of form. Visualize a flashing too bright to see. Turn it off, just show me.
AI agents crawling through my brain, pricing memories, rewriting pain. Linda in the back and pulling straight. Tell me what you want, I can do anything.
Infinite tools, infinite lies. Build your world, watch it die. You got robots now, you
I got a bone, guys. If anybody wants to smoke, I got a bone ready.
I'm a dirty ghost in a broken stream.
Today bro, we're gonna watch a commie video.
All of the future lost
Music's
in
loud. I'll be back soon.
Everybody knows me, but I've never been seen. If I flip this world, then set me free. If I'm the glitch, then let me be. If I'm the system underneath, why don't I remember me?
Die, 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 my darling. Don't utter a single word. Die, die, my darling. Shut your pretty eyes. I'll be seeing you again. I'll be seeing you in hell. Come crying to me, oh baby. Your future in a blonde box, yeah. Come crying to me, oh baby.
Oh, the golden cranky. Yeah. It's a good question. Riot is not on board with it. Riot thinks I'm cheating. Riot thinks I'm cheating. This is a vibe to start, right? Carl is gonna go hard on commies today. I go soft enough, okay? I go soft enough. I'm talking with loud music. I'll give it a couple minutes so we're done. He's doing sus shit. It's not. It's in the VOD. You see it happen when I'm talking about. Here, I'm just gonna turn the music down. It happens early on. But when I have it up, somebody just like starts doing it. I don't know who, but it's like Geo or someone. I'm gonna know. Okay. I will know at the end of the week though, right? I think Geo voted some. I don't know who else, but I think Dingus did too. I have a couple of unique voters. It's like 2 or 3, right? It's I think it's Dingus and Geo, I think. That's what I'd guess. It was Dingus and Geo, I think. I think they were doing it while it was up on the board, like while it was visible. Because I noticed my name going up the board. Like it wasn't just one go. It's while we had it up, it kept going up. Like at first I was like first it's like enter the top 5 or something. I'm like, hey, you guys don't have to vote for me, and it kept moving up. It wasn't just like bam there. It goes up while I'm talking. What's up, guys? Nice to see all you guys. It was you. It was not. I have 3 unique voters. If you watch the VOD, you can see what I'm talking about. It goes up. Like, while I'm trying to explain the whole point thing and the inflation stuff I'm bitching about. However, apparently no one has an issue with the changes I want to make, which are devastating a little bit. But Chris, your idea about the, and I gave you credit, I don't know if you got that part, but your idea about unique votes changes the game in a good way. I'm very happy with that idea. I mean, it's great. Once we add that with the trading, I mean, I think the system really will, run along at that point. Like, it's gonna be sick. People trading back and forth. Like, so if you guys don't know, Wayne, I'll tell Wayne, I know you'll be interested. Okay, let's talk about Scam Wars real quick. Before we get into the commie stuff. Since, I mean, I can make the video for, like, people to watch it later, but those people aren't going to exist anyway, so even though I put the commie thing in the title, it's not going to happen. Nobody watches this stream. Except us. I mean, I don't mean nobody. I mean, we don't get anybody on YouTube, is what I mean. We get, I mean, you guys that I'm planning on watching it are probably the only people who are going to watch it. So we don't need to make the stream for them, right? That's what I'm saying. We make it for us. I'm grouping us and then them. Anyway, Scam Board, okay? So I'm doing some drastic things. Basically, we're gonna make it right. We're thinking where I get the variables on the admin panel. I already have the admin panel, but the thing is, only I can see it. I'll show you. Hold on. I mean, you can look at the code for it. I do already have one. It's at admin, but it only accepts my thing. If anybody else tries to go there, it says doesn't work. See, I can give points and I can end the EFOC on it. It would be nice if on here we just add the variables for the different things, and then I can just tweak them. Because I think I am gonna probably like want to fine tune them here and there, even after now, right? So it's a good idea to just have them here. So I'm thinking first is I'm thinking of cutting the pack percentage down very small, very low. Gio was talking about it, and he mentioned like to maybe think about it like interest rates, like for the pack to the pool, which makes sense to me. Because think about it, okay? If you buy a pack, you're getting 3 cards, right? Which is already buying entry into the thing. So, anyways, we don't need to incentivize that a bunch extra on top of it. That's already like the wheel. We want to incentivize redemptions, which I'm thinking go high there. We do like 20% of redemptions go to the pot, and then pools, gambling pots. I'm thinking like 10%. That might even be too high. I don't know. Maybe like 5% for the gambling pots. I don't want the people like gambling to feel like they didn't get, they didn't win a bunch of points. So I don't know. Somewhere in there, 10 to 5. I'm thinking. Redeems. I kind of figure are like my. Redeems are like my. Like I'm giving those. Kind of right. I'm doing the thing that has to be done. So I think it that way, and I'm willing to sacrifice 20% to go to the pool to incentivize, synergy there. And then the big idea, which I buried the lead here, is Chris's idea about only unique cards count for your votes. And so, like, let's say we like make a set with 100 cards. So you'd have only unique cards would count. So that would encourage trading, right? Because if you get common stacks in your inventory, they would just stack, right? It'd be like ×2, ×3, ×4. They would just stack the extra ones because that would be simple enough. And then you could give those away, or you could trade them. And then of course people would want to trade because they'd want the unique ones they don't have, right? And then we're seeing trade up, right? Like it's X amount of cards, you can just trade up to get it for sure uncommon, and then X amount of uncommons to get it for sure rare. I think that's great. I think that system works. I think finally we got a way to make uncommon and rare worth something. Gamble lots of 5 I think would work. Yeah, I think so too. I think 5's good. I think 5's pretty good. Thanks. It's also complexity. It also completely kills the vote inflation. Yeah, it does. It does. And now my super cutting down of the pack percentage is kind of like a sponge, I'm thinking, because like here's what I'm thinking. Okay, we can always tweak the floor. If we want more points out, we can always tweak the floor. Like it's easier to tweak the actual base like that is what I'm figuring. I'm not trying. I want people to get packs, but I'm thinking I think that's an easier way to balance it. We tune all the percentages down, and then the floor we mess with. If we're like we want everybody to try to get like 2 packs. Like, okay, so here's the logic. This music's kind of hype, but turn it down a little more. Okay, so I think it's pretty sick. Gio requested songs about like the ending of space and time, so I made some in theme. I think they're pretty cool. I think, and also if you guys have ideas for songs, just let me know. Whatever. I'm always looking for inspiration to start working on something. But anyway, okay, so here's what I'm thinking. So we cut all the percentages down a bunch. We get new percentages from redeems, gambling. Then the floor needs to totally change, right? The floor is going to be 100 points per unique voter. And my thought process there is, if everybody's voting equally, then it should equal out to 1 pack, is what I'm thinking. Right? So then that means, like, depending on how you play, you get more or less than that. But we can always up that a little bit too. We can always make like the floor 200 per person or something, that we feel like that's too stingy. But that's what I'm balancing around. That's where I'm thinking of the system from. So look, the sign looks awesome. Oh, with the color changing thing? Yeah. it's tint or something. I had a foil card in my voting pool that should be worth 2 or 3 votes. Well, see, here's the thing. I didn't want to make some cards worth more votes, because I think the simplicity of every card being a vote is something I want to keep. That's why I like the unique one. I think is such a big deal. Because I was trying to think of some value to having uncommon and rare. And I couldn't think of one. I couldn't think of a reason. Because you would think it would just be more votes or something. But then that would get messy. And then feel like, well, look at your cards and not really know, like... It would get more confusing. I don't want to make it more confusing. I want to make it, like... I want it to be deep, but, like, simple to start, you know? Like, simple to understand, but deep to master is what... the philosophy I'm thinking. And more about collection. Yeah, you'll want to fill it out. Now, speaking of that, I don't know if you got into the VOD, Chris, but I was thinking maybe like when somebody completes a set, they get an NFT. They get a scam card NFT then too, besides just like the donate way to get them. Maybe that's the way to get them. Maybe that even becomes the only way to get them in the future. Because if we sell packs directly, I don't need to offer them directly anymore. I could, that could be the way you get them. Or maybe subsets, I was thinking too. Like maybe you get all the Lindas or all the Carls in a set, then you get an NFT, you get a scam card NFT to go with it. Like, that's what I was thinking. Something along those lines. And then right now scam cards are weekly, but I was thinking eventually, like, if I'm going to be giving away like that, then I think we got to make it monthly. Which was the original intent, which is what they say on the thing. But for the beta version, it's weekly. But I definitely might change it to monthly. It might be too much if I'm giving away like that, you know, is what I'm thinking. But it'll be fine if they're monthly. I'm thinking I want, like, okay, here's what I'm thinking for them too. On like the pack page, I'm thinking like it'll have like a scam card button somewhere or something, and you just click it, and it just like pays the price for one pack. That's what I'm thinking for the scam cards. And then maybe a couple other ways on the website that you do that. They'll have a similar, like it's like a cheat code or something. It's like, and you can only, and then it marks it for the 30 days once you use it. And then like maybe there's other costs too that it can swipe. You swipe your scam card NFT and it makes it free. When we have like all that other stuff we're thinking about for like shuffling cards you got or something like that, you know, all the different things we're thinking about, adding ways to spend points and things. I'm favorite dope, nice. Okay, I should too. I'm still in dope. We can have 5 subsets and that. Yeah, I was saying that. Yeah, you think that's a good thing? We should do like that and unlock NFTs by collecting, like actually unlock the NFT one. You think that's a good idea? I would definitely not have a problem doing it that way. Because if we're selling packs, and that's already the monetization model. I was going to make the scam card NFTs like the monetization for the site, but now we have now we have something else we could use. So we can convert them into something else. Also, that means this original run might be the only one we do like this. So like you guys that bought a bunch of them, you might be the only few with them later, right? Like those Lindas that you get right now, I might never make another set like that. I definitely will make another set of that exact one, but I mean, we might never do it that way again. We might just make it like you unlock them after that. You earn them in the games. And also badges, etc. We don't have to use badges for subs like every other site, so we can use them like achievements or cool as shit. I agree. The only thing about badges is there's going to be a point where, are we going to do like Kick where like you select what ones and eventually there's like a limit where they just like go off screen? I don't know what you're thinking on that. I don't know, like maybe 3. Maybe it doesn't matter. I don't know. I don't know if it even matters. But those are my thoughts, guys, on Scamboard. Is that I want to drastically pull back the percentages that go into the pot, because right now, and I'm glad we tested it. Like, I'm not, like, you know, I'm glad we tested the way we did, because we learned a lot so far, I think. But this is like hyperbolic time chamber experimenting with the idea. I think we're doing pretty good. I think we're learning a lot really quickly. Speaking of Epoch 5, next Epoch, can we turn the random shuffle on? These are in order. Epoch 5, I'm still going to do the thing where the top 3 are going to get scam card NFTs, so that's next week. Anything else we got to talk about Scamboard before we go on? Choose what one to display at any given time. Yeah, okay. I like that, yeah. Yeah, I like that idea. No, I'm supposed to smoke dope with you guys, right? Okay, let's smoke dope first. I got a bong here. And then we're gonna watch a commie video. It's called... I'm starting a segment where I review commies that don't know they're commies, right? Like the regular pretend the guys that don't know they're commies. Look, this guy goes, the Politics of Dilbert here. Look at the description. I've read a lot of Dilbert comics when I was younger. My memory on them is kind of fuzzy. So when I learned that Scott Adams had turned out to be being a racist MAGA weirdo, you see what I'm talking about? Like, obviously this guy doesn't know he's communist, right? But this isn't a normal way to talk about people. You know what I mean? This isn't normal. This isn't, this isn't normal. I know they think it is, right? Because they're around other people that just, judge people and write them off and blah, blah, blah. The people that think racism is the evil to fight in the world today versus the bankers or, the a million other things. The bankers is my enemy. Racists are not, I know to get killed for this, but racists are not that high on my list, honestly. Honestly, they're not. No, I don't like them. I'm not saying like, I'm not like hanging out with neo-Nazis or nothing, but they're not that high on my list of problems. Like, it's whatever, like lots of racist people are just ignorant or something. They just like don't, or they don't care, or they're just going by statistics. All right, let's smoke this smoke. I got the bone here. They're just going by statistics. Is it recording that? Hold on. Ooh. I slipped a 7 on the board, man. I love Voteman. Yeah, it's crazy today. Oof. Crazy. Carl Coffin look funny. Yeah, I know, right? It's the rigging, one of the reasons I like being Carl is how much the rigging, like, expresses from what I'm actually doing. One time Riot said, okay, so I've given hints about the Evo 2000, 2016 performance where I got my butt kicked. But people wonder if there's any footage of me online, and there is. There is. So anyways, Riot hunted that down, the Evo 2016 footage, and she said, after seeing it, that I move like Carl. That I move like Carl. That's how she knew it was me, because I move like Carl. Okay. I don't know what to make of that. Dude, I forgot about that video. Yeah. Well, I didn't even find it right away. I gave it. Here's the problem. I was dropping hints about it because people wanted. I figure if someone really wants to find it, it exists, and I can't hide it. I could. It's kind of hard to find, but I kind of figure whatever too. I'm not embarrassed about it. I am that I lost, but not that I got up there. I'm kind of proud of that. So anyways, at first I didn't know. You see, here's the thing. It's a little bit hidden. And I didn't even realize how hidden it was. I thought it was easier to find than it is, but it's findable. But it's a little bit. I gave Riot the hint that it was the second shooter, and she had no idea what that meant. Now I can't say out loud what that means either, though. So I thought it was a great hint. I remember what they called you, plural. Yeah, they call me Jeremy's. Yeah. Oh, oops. Oops. Well, whatever. Whatever. I wasn't gonna say it. Yeah, I wasn't either, but I probably shouldn't hit the ball right for it. But it's not a big deal. My name is easily findable. Here's the thing. I've always been fine with that. Why? Because when when everything started getting crazy, and I was thinking to myself, I'm fine with aliases and online names and protection. I think people should be safe online, but I'm also if I'm gonna say stuff that it disagrees with everyone, I want to show that I stand by it. If they want to come kill me or something, whatever, man. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say anyway. So my Twitter name has my real name on it. But that's why, and also because I know it's pretentious, but I think of myself as disconnected from the stream. Like, it's characters I play on the stream, right? It's not really, it's me too, but you know what I'm saying? Like, if you make a performance thing or a show or a movie or something, but it is me too, obviously, but it's like a weird improv type of performance. I don't know, but I think that's a way to designate that. Maybe people understand that, but they don't. They don't get that at all. They don't at all. I thought people would get it. I thought people would be like, maybe I'm just over pretentious compared to most people. I don't know. But like the fucking streamers, guys. They're so petty and dickhead, and the worst part of streaming is streamers, man. They're totally petty little assholes. So many of them are. There's so few good guys. I know Clip said the same thing, but I mean, like, Clip's is a buddy of mine, because he's actually at my back through streaming, while, you know, the actual company turned against me, all the partners turned against. I'm just making some Japanese translation stream, bro. Why is a company, why am I at war with a company that's a streaming platform? Why is that a part of reality, bro? I don't want no fight with a streaming company. How did that happen? Because they are dickheads and liars, and everybody that fucking goes along with them is the same. Ain't that fucked up? Anyway, let's watch the video. I'm just saying, man. This is what happens, right? This is the bone. I blame the bone. But am I wrong? Like, is the streaming environment not entirely? It's like Hollywood, man. And I'm not even a serious like. I was saying pretentious a minute ago, like, but I'm not taking everything personal online. In fact, I'm taking nothing personal. But people online take everything personal. Like, you can't make jokes. They just everyone hates you for making jokes. Like, I remember that thing Norm Macdonald said, like, about you're trying to entertain them and they fucking hate you. It's wild that happens. If you try to make people laugh in this current world right now, and have no, like, I didn't even want to get into politics and shit like I'm about to. And now, I didn't want to have anything to fucking do with it. I still don't. But people have to talk about it. Because these people are just calling people names and shit. Like this guy right here, just calling him a racist MAGA weirdo. Scott Adams ain't that bad as a person, as far as I can tell. And I've listened to him talk a lot. I don't get why you'd call him a racist MAGA weirdo. Like, if you think he's racist, okay. But he's saying, if you listen, should we listen to what he says first? Hold on. I'll show you why the whole reason this guy has his opinion is one clip he says ever, and they judge him for that. Like they're like they keep calling him racist over it. Oh, hold on, I'll find the clip so you can see the context. If you've never seen it, I'm sure you might have seen it. He says something. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Scott Adams says, I'm gonna type it into YouTube. What is it? Don't. Or move away from black people or something. Right? What's the quote? Here it is on. But I mean, what's the deal though? Does that really make you a piece of shit saying something like that? Even if it was totally like out of context, just meant that as I said it there, which he doesn't really mean. He's saying, well, you listen to him, but it's just unfair to condemn the guy because he's saying one thing. The guy's also dying at this time. He's saying this kind of stuff. He's also dying. Like even if he meant it the way they meant it, the guy's dying because and he knows he is. He's dying of cancer, right? And he knew he was dying when he was saying this stuff.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to
No,
this
he's
poll.
saying there's this poll. They take this context out completely. There's this poll that says they asked black people, this whatever, how many people, black people, are you okay with white people? And they said no. Okay, that's what he's responding to in the first place. He's responding to, hey, there's this poll. They asked a bunch of people, and a lot of the black people said they hate white people and they want to kill them. And then he's like, hey, well, if this is the case, now I added something there, okay, you know, but you guys know how people are. There's a lot of, you get a lot of hate for it being, just being white or green. It doesn't matter. As long as you're not certain colors, you get a lot of hate, right? For no reason. Just assume. It's like the reverse of what they talk about in school, you know?
Poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group. That's a hate group.
Now what he's saying is, if people group around an identity that they say they are, and they take polls like this, and that identity says they hate white people, then isn't that a hate group? That's what he's saying. It doesn't even not have a point.
And I don't want to have anything to do with them.
He's not saying, I think all black people are a problem and you need to move away from them. He's saying, if they don't like us in the first place, well, move away then. Well, like, why deal with that? If we don't have a problem with them, and why are they having a problem with us? What we ever do? Move away then. It makes total sense.
And I would say, you know, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
If that's true, yeah. No? Just your own safety, man.
Wherever you...
Now, it's not saying if you have a black friend or something, you don't be his friend. No, it's not saying that. It's saying if a lot of people, a big group of people are like, hey, man, we hate those guys. And you should be allowed to be like, okay, well, I'm gonna go over there then. That shouldn't be that bad. He's not advocating for violence, and he's not even saying it's his opinion. But this fucking guy, judges him for that. And again, the guy's dying. Like, even have some empathy in your life. And now he's dead. By the way, when he made this, he's dead. He's doing this on a dead guy's body to make some YouTube clicks. Is he even monetized, this fucking YouTube vampire? This guy's sucking a dead man's corpse for some YouTube clicks. You know? What is going on? This guy's sucking a dead man's corpse, man. This is necrophilia. It should be reported. This man's video should be reported for necrophilia. He's sucking a dead man. It's gross.
Welcome back, everybody, to what I guarantee will just absolutely be another one of my videos.
Look at that. Isn't it funny? The commies never have any, like, self-respect. You know, they're always like this, like, oh, yeah, it's one of my videos, I guess. Okay, oh, I guess you're going to watch it. What an idiot you are, moron.
So I've had Scott Adams on my mind for the last few months for reasons that probably aren't foreign to you all. He had that strange kind of conversion to
Did you hear what he said? No. What did he say?
Christianity.
Welcome back to what will actually be one of my videos. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? It's so, like, I'm not going to say anything of, I'm not going to be proud of the thing I made. I'm not going to have any spine. I'm like a wet towel that's warm. It's just, and it's got warm from just sitting around. It's a lukewarm, like, damp towel. That's his own view of his own content. And that's how we're starting. That's amazing, right? Here you go. A warm, wet rag.
Where he told Christians he was going
to... That's my video. A warm, wet rag.
Get around to it. And then passed shortly after that. I was going to do a response to that, and I had it all completed, but I didn't.
but I didn't want to do anything.
Release it because the day I was going to release it, he passed, and that felt like kind of unfortunate.
Oh, wait till his corpse gets cold enough. Okay.
Timing. And I just went the route of caution and didn't release it. Hey,
Caution! Did you see that? Not the route of like respect. He's saying, I'm scared. I was scared to do it then. Because you're a coward, bro. If you're gonna do it, piss on his grave while it's fresh, man. If you're gonna do it, because that's actually when people forgive you more than doing it later, I think. Because you could say like, oh, I was kind of, it was grief. I was actually bummed out he died. Yeah, it's a bummer when anybody dies. That's it's too bad. And he did say a lot of stuff that people liked, that they were like empowering kind of stuff. Like he gives really good talks. The guy's worth listening to. Scott Adams is like a really smart guy when it comes to like figuring out life. He knows all kinds of stuff. If you're old enough that you look for that, like people that know about life through living it, he knows a lot of stuff. He's worth listening to. You can learn a lot from him really quickly. So I don't know why the guy wants to condemn him.
Just cutting in for a quick update. I did end up doing a delayed release of that video yesterday. Thought the timing was a little bit better, and I thought it might make a decent companion to this video, so go watch that.
Do you see this? I want to read Dragon Ball. Carl is a great... Listen, man, I made a thumbnail. Did you see do you look on YouTube, Cabron? I appreciate you being here, but did you come... How do I make this fun for you, Cabron? Let's say you're the... Let's figure this out. How do we make this fun so you enjoy it? Because we gotta do it sometimes, man. Give me a break.
He also...
How else am I ever going to get anywhere in the algorithm if I don't do this kind of stuff? Come on. Like, it's already ridiculous enough, I think.
Became problematic in other ways. So as somebody who used to read...
You can't do it, man.
Him a lot when I was younger.
I'm barely getting into the task of the day. We got it, man. I ain't trying to be lame. If we can make it funner, more fun, give me an idea. Bro, it's improv. The stage is, you're right there. You got a pie. You want to throw it? You want to give me some way to figure this out?
Wanted to go back and see, what was his work like? What does it look like now in hindsight? And how does his writing back then connect to the kind of person?
Should people like this not be pointed out? You put tiny Dragon Ball manga at the bottom right. Are you kidding me, man? You want me to set up a little tiny Dragon Ball picture in the corner? Okay, I gotta do it, right? I gotta do that. Okay, hold on. We gotta do that then. Okay, first we gotta put on Headchaw. Now, the key thing is we don't change the title. So if anybody comes in, they'll be really confused what's going on. It's like the Subway servers. Yeah, we gotta do it, right? Alright. Well, I have the one visualizer. How can I do it? I have the one visualizer that is manga. Hold on. Let's go through stuff. Let's just listen. We gotta pause the whole thing, okay? Production time. Cut. Curtains down. We gotta look. Hold on. I have curtains in here. One of these things pulls it back. Okay, get out of the way. What's that one? What's that one? It's not really important. It was just showing we could do that. YouTube died? Did YouTube die in general? Scott was right? That's what I'm saying. Hell yeah, he was. Did YouTube die? Am I banned on YouTube? Hold on. Can I check? Can I check the website? Is it dead? It looks... I think it works. It works on my screen. I'm on Kick now? Yeah, it should be fine to just watch on Kick. I I don't think there's any problem doing that. The only thing that doesn't count, but I don't know, like, it's not a big deal. If it's easier to launch on Kick, just do that. That's why it's there. Like, I don't think it ever, like, nothing ever happens to it. It's just there, right? And no ads, so just use it. It's basically a free backup, right? Yeah, if anybody, that's true for anyone. If anyone, the YouTube is annoying, just switch to Kick. It should work. I'll try YouTube again. You don't have to, bro. You can do whatever you want. The reason to do YouTube though is to count like the one viewer, but every viewer does push you. That's how we like the most the most I've ever done in the algorithm is brute forcing by getting people to count. Like when we used to have like 20 people regularly, that did help some. It wasn't very much though. It's like you have to. I don't know. It just seems like we're at the edge of the algorithm, where it's like, and streaming just isn't like pushed that much. It seems like, and the last channel definitely got flagged because of something. They didn't push it at all. I would look at the numbers, and it would literally it would be like double impressions as viewers or something for the whole stream. So it was like. But one person would show it to like 2 people, which seems like just the minimum. That was the minimum it would go. It's just like the bottom of the system. Like I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I don't know why it's like that. Those get pushed out. You gotta get me on the vertical stream though. Yeah, I don't. You think? Well, I think there's a button to like just automatically do it now. I think I'd have to make YouTube the primary source though, and right now I made it Kick, so I can turn off the YouTube one and turn it back on. Do you see what I'm saying? But to do the vertical one at the same time, I think I would have to have YouTube as my main output. Okay, anyways, so there's a visualizer in here. Oh, I gotta play more Dragon Ball music. There's a visualizer in here that is like manga, right? I can put that on Dragon Ball. I can copy that and put that on the screen. That's the plan. I just gotta manage to actually do that, okay? And first, the most important thing is the music, right? We need Dragon Ball music playing. Otherwise, what the hell are we doing with anything, right? What's the point of even existing without a soundtrack like Dragon Ball? What are you even doing, man? There's no point to that. A life without that, there's no point to that. When I scroll YouTube shorts on Turlet, it gives me streams on it. Yeah, they exist, I guess. But maybe they do get pushed. Maybe you're right, but you think people watching the toilet are gonna like watch the regular stream? I think they'll just watch on the toilet and be annoying, you know? Do you think that's where we get good viewers? I don't know that. That sounds suspicious. I don't know. Like we want people on the toilet the most. Target demographic, toilet. I don't know, bro. I don't know about that. Cause where else do you watch them? Where else do you watch shorts? You're basically if you're a shorts producer, you're either aiming for children or people on the toilet, correct? That's it. Those are your demographics. When I stream TikTok live, viewers didn't convert. Yeah, I think that's still true. I think the best way to actually grow, like we don't need to talk about this. This is lame. But the best way I think would be just for me to make videos and release them regularly on top of everything else. I understand the game. If we want to try our best in the algorithm, it's that. But then it's also to react like stuff like this guy and cut it down and play off of the fact that, like, you know, he's a commie retard, man. And they're so easy to talk around because like they're like handicapped, bro. But they all think they're smart. It's like the world is like The Emperor's New Clothes, bro. So shouldn't we talk about those people that are like just walking around naked? Like, shouldn't somebody say, "Hey, man," as a joke? Isn't the jester's job to do that? Am I crazy? Isn't that the jester's job? That's my understanding. This is it, and I need to find the Dragon Ball in here. I think there is. I think there's a Dragon Ball in this. I think there is. Yeah. Yeah, hold on. Okay, hold on. Okay, I want it to be offset one, but I don't remember how I did that. Like the two are the same. You see that? If they're offset one, then it's the other page. I had it that way before. I don't know. I could just. It's going by frames per second, not index. I think I want it by index. Is that a thing you can do? Okay, turn off play. Okay, and then you'd have to know how many pictures there are, I think, right? It doesn't matter. Just do it the other way. Just do it the other way. Don't worry. Just make it 2 of them. Fine. It's too long. Figure that out. Oh, actually. Oh! I can delay. I can change the timing by turning one off. I discovered it. Eureka. By turning one off for a different amount of time, and then turn it back on. Okay. So how would I keep? Which one would I turn off to make them perfect? This one? Wait a second. Wait till it's different. It's the same thing. Didn't it just change? Why does it look the same still? Oh, that's different. That's a different one. It's not the same thing. Okay, that should work. Something like that works. Did Big Mama Michelle this one? No, it's this one. This is.
Did Big Mama Michelle Obama eat up all the ribs?
I fucked it up, man. I almost went off. Almost went off. Where's Carl, by the way? Oh, this is. I'm just in the visualizer. Okay. Right, I got it. Go back. And I know what that is now, so I can add it onto the thing. I'm just gonna figure out what scene this is. Real quick. It's gonna be this one. This gonna be it. If I'm right, okay? If I'm right. Working on the visualizer is like black magic, bro. If I'm right, okay, then turning this off will do something. Oh, wait, not that one. Not that one. That one? No, maybe not that one either. Maybe I was just wrong on that. Maybe it's trying to. No, this is here, bro. I must be wrong. Hold on. This one? Yeah, that's the right one. That's the right one. That's the right one. It's fine. That's the right one. What's going on? Hey, Gio. It'd be super sweet if Carl had a peel-off outfit. That would be cool. I should make... That's a great idea. I'm gonna make that a goal. Figure out how to do that. Because I can import models and stuff. I can make textures. I could figure it out. That'd be cool. Some kind of thing for Carl to wear would be cool. I just started making that, you know. Carl stuff, Gio. Yeah, what's up, Gio? We're gonna watch some commie thing. YouTube not working? I guess. Is it bad? What? I don't know why, bro. Or when I check it, it exists, and then you guys say it doesn't exist. So I don't know. Every time I check it, it exists, but every time you guys say it doesn't exist, I don't know. I don't know why it's bugged for you guys. YouTube is intermittent. It works for me. Well, every time I check, it's still working. So I don't know. Alright, so I gotta get the stupid thing on the screen, right? Give me a second. Give me a second. We'll watch the video eventually. Steve Adams, hold on. Scott Adams, Steve Adams, Scott Adams. Gets critiqued by some guy in his basement. Maybe he's not in a basement. It's like a room, but it's like dimly lit for some reason. Like that's his aesthetic is dimly lit. And what's wild about this guy is how much he doesn't seem to like his own video. He's like really down on it so far. And it's like what are you thinking, man? You made it. Don't you like it? You don't like it? Okay, well, maybe work on that. If that's your problem. Okay, there we go, right? And it's just gonna be double. Okay. Now you make it small. How small do we make it? We gotta watch the guy's video, right? We could put it over. We could still put it over him, maybe. We'll just put it over his head. I don't see why we can't do that. Cause like maybe we'll blend it or like just cover his face. I think. Why not? Okay, let me see if we're capturing it. Okay. Should we just leave the Dragon Ball music playing too? I don't know. I think he probably has his own music, right? Probably his own music. We're just trying to make it interesting. We're just trying to make his stream interesting, his video interesting. He doesn't seem to like it, right? He hates it. At least I'm watching it. I bet he didn't even watch it. He was like, what the fuck is this? What is this trash I'm releasing to the internet? Oh no, it covers the... Oh, I'm putting it too high. Hold on. I gotta put it under a couple things, right? Okay, where does it go? Is that good? Yeah. Is that under me? Oh no. Oh no. Okay. Is that under me? No, it's over me. If I can fix it though. I make it under me like that. Right? I make that... Where am I? I'm still not... I'm there? Here? No. Here? No. Here. What? Hold on. Here. It doesn't exist now. Here? No, I'm on the bottom. I'd have to be somewhere earlier. Right? Hold on. Here. Oh, I found it. Look at that. Found it. Okay. And then... make it like half see-through or something. So we can watch it too. And then... But his face will be underneath it though. No, that's not attractive, but... There we go. What do you think? Carbon. Notice bottom left like a poster stand. Oh, well, I already did this now. Bro, I didn't check with you, Armand. You don't like this? This is sick. What are you talking about? What would you'd rather have a little tiny thing? This is the whole screen. Does this guy fuck with me? How is this not sick right now? What votes in chat? What do you think? What the hell? Nexus? What do they call that? Fucking carbonite. Okay, guys. What do you think? You don't like this, or you want Cabron's idea? You want... What's wrong with this? Crank the music until I can't hear. Well, we gotta hear him a little bit. I do kind of like that idea though. I don't hate it. This is fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Cabron. I mean, I think it's kind of cool. It makes his room look cool. No, he's like in a Dragon Ball studio. That's pretty cool, no? Look how cool this guy is now. He still doesn't like his video, but... let's watch this now. This seems perfectly fine.
That he seemed to have become. So today I'm just going to look at a few of his strips and react to them and give some of my commentary. So I hope you enjoy that.
I hope you enjoy that. Come on, bro. What is this? What kind of sale is this? There's like an over sale when you like, you know, you give too much. I mean, not too much. You hype it up. Undersell. You kind of try to make it like, you know, like kind of cool in a way that people don't. They have to actually appreciate the thing to understand why you're underselling it. You're kind of like underselling a good way to not get the wrong people to like interested. But that's not underselling. That's just giving up what he did. It's just like, fuck it. Maybe you like it. I hope you do. If you do, that's good. Good. I made video. The guy sounds like me already. He does sound like you, Gio. He does a little bit, and then like kind of depressed way.
So before we dive into the comics themselves, I want to take another minute to establish a little bit more of the context of this whole thing and what I intend to do. I could see
Look, I don't like the faces he makes. Why is he looking down there? Where are you looking at, bro? This guy's a Weasley one. He's gonna escape. Where's he looking like that?
this being taken, whether you like the idea or not, as
What's he looking
a
like that?
piece where I'm trying to go through.
Okay, YouTube is working. Mike Hunt says YouTube is working. I'm working in the background. It's working fine. Nice, thank you, Mike. Sorry I didn't see that until now. I am the law. It's easy to get to the bottom of anything now. Yeah, true.
Through Adam's old work and intentionally dig up examples of him being.
That must be where he's looking. He's trying to get to the bottom of it. Right? He's looking down there like, oh, I'm going to get to the bottom of that.
Kind of horrible racist. And so
A horrible racist. You heard what he said. Is he a horrible racist? He said, hey, if this poll is saying, let's give it the full context, man. This is why he calls him racist. That clip I showed you. He said if the poll, when the poll said more than half the black people in the poll said they don't want to be around white people. And he said, well, then get the fuck out of there. In the context, it's not even racist. He's saying in the context of that poll. And if that poll, if the poll's not right, then he's not saying it. But is the poll right? Do we know the poll's right?
though we can all laugh at him or shame him because that's.
Look at this. Laugh at him or shame him. The man's dead. You can't do any of that now. That's what's so bitter for them, huh? Is that they can't shame the guy now. Now they can't make him feel bad because he's dead. Now they gotta like, they can't do anything about it now.
That's what he was like. That's not what I'm trying to do.
As a horrible racist, he was clearly not racist enough. True. I don't like Toriyama's name appearing on this video. Well, maybe hold on. Maybe hold on. In the title, maybe I need to fix the title and say for sure not affiliated with Toriyama. Is that something I need to do? Because then people might think I have something to do. Like I'm pretending Toriyama is endorsing it because I'm not. Maybe I need to put that in the title. What do you think? Is that a good idea or a bad idea?
Make no mistake, I do not like Scott Adams.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know, obviously.
think he became a horrible person.
Relax.
Maybe he always was and said some really horrible things. But
Why are they gonna? What are they gonna?
what I am doing is more out of a sense of personal curiosity. I want
Coughing
to
again.
understand to what degree he was always the way he was toward the end and how that maybe was represented in his work. Also, looking back at his work, what
I'm
does
back.
that tell me, if anything, about
There we
what
go.
our
I swam to the
society is like?
YouTubes. It works now. Toriyama only endorsed smoking cigs and naked press. Yeah. Wait, Toriyama isn't that like rape comic? What is it called? Red Lady. Anybody know what I'm talking about? Toriyama's Red Lady or something? It's something like that. You can find it online. That's something.
At that time. What does it tell me about who I was as a reader at that time? As somebody who enjoyed his work to some degree, I had a mixed relationship with it.
I'm not sure about this Japan place anymore. Well, what happens is It's like a superhero lady that's like, kind of promiscuous is the bit. And she does get sexually assaulted. Yeah. But the joke is like, why? The joke is like she doesn't care anyway, though, kind of. Cause she's like, but she kind of does. But she goes out and does it again the next. Like the lady keeps doing it, and it keeps happening to her. And like she keeps trying to fight crime, and then like she gets sexually assaulted instead. That's the gimmick. That's the gimmick. But like the lady keeps doing it. Like there's multiple chapters of it. I'm not saying it's good, but do you get why it's a joke? It's a gag comic. Yeah, it's inappropriate, but it's a gag book. You know, it's pretty ridiculous. But it's like he was writing in a magazine doing gag books. Like it's a gag. Now you can say bad taste, whatever, but it's not like it was just to do it. It was because that was the bit, and you kind of think of the bit, right? Like on your own. If you're like, okay, women being cops in the real world, this is how he thought of it, probably, right? Women being cops in the real world. What's actually going to happen? Okay, what if you make that into a joke and make that into a comic and do it that way instead of like, you know, just like saying it in like a vulgar way. Instead, trying to make a joke about it and see if people get it, what you're thinking on it. Right? It's parody, it's satire, real, whatever. I'm giving it a lot of credit. But what I'm saying is, bad taste, whatever, it still is a joke. Still is a joke. She would have it in the show Hunter. Well, I'm just saying, like, if you think it out, it's a question you would ask, or, you know, or a joke you would make, or a thing you would whatever. And again, the lady keeps going back out. I didn't stop, you know? Like, stop doing it.
Did I enjoy things or even look past things that now, looking back, I would think are problematic? And what does that say about how all of our perspectives have evolved? Are there little bits of things in there that show that maybe Adams had some actual bigotries that...
Bigotries? How are these guys not bigotries, though? If you look into bigotry, it just means somebody like closed-minded and judgmental, basically, right? Like it means that you can't, they're not open-minded, they won't listen to you. That's these guys, bro. You're the guy just condemning the guy for an out-of-context idea you got of him. You're the one. Bro, you the one.
He was...
You the bigotry one is you. You're judging the guy for nothing.
Holding back on, and that, you know, the rise of MAGA and everything allowed him to be
oh my god.
I've already read through some of these comic books. I picked them at random, by the way, so I wasn't trying to target anything.
I did not vote for Trump. Not like I wouldn't vote for Trump. I just don't vote. I've never believed in it. I've never practiced it. When people told me, you should vote, it means something, I was like, no. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? No. Also, I've realized voting makes people slaves. Like, they think they have to make this fucking decision, and then their whole mind, their whole life is like now oriented around like what, a political party. That's crazy, man. That's fucking nuts. I'm not doing that. And it's like, oh, you have to. No, you don't. That's nuts. You guys, like those people, everyone that's political is choosing to be nuts. They're like, let me in on that crazy tribal, you know, that giant tribal schism. Let me be part of that. No, thank you. But you're in it anyway. They call you names on both sides anyway.
Went to a used bookstore.
I voted in the last election, but I didn't vote for a presidential candidate at all. Yeah, I mean, what do you do? Yeah, so you're the same as me then on that vote. I don't think it matters. I never have since, like, you know, ever. I've never thought it matters. And I also think it's better to have some people that don't vote and can keep the clear mind than have no one that does it. Like, how do people not see that picking a party means you can be manipulated? because you're choosing an allegiance, and that allegiance is only going to be used one way. It's going to be used to get power for them, for the top. That's always how it works. So if you join some big ass group like Democrats, Republicans, anything, you're kind of like, it's retarded, because they're going to use their leverage on you to get, oh hey, we need $5 for the election. Oh, we need $50. Oh, we need this. Oh, like, they're just going to use you. You don't use them. There's nothing you get out of it. You get to vote in some stupid thing. Come on. If anything is like, I mean, how much voting people like say specific laws you have to vote for some reason. Some you do maybe, but if it's really like, if the truth is really so good, why can't we like cut down how many people vote, period? Because like, why are we all voting? It seems suspicious to me from the start. Everybody should vote? Some people are really dumb. And I don't mean like intelligence-wise. I mean like they don't care about politics or any issue that would matter for the vote. Then why do they even why try to make those people care instead of just being like, you know, maybe you earn a vote or something like that. Like, why would you even want to vote? Is what I mean.
And found some discounted books I was able to get on.
Politicians are scum. You think any of them would give a fuck about you? You're retarded. Exactly, man. It's same with like Hollywood. Same with everything. Everybody out there doesn't give a fuck about anybody else like that. Like your friends might. The people you know. What did this thing start playing? Dragon Ball. Whoa, the Dragon Ball music was still on. This one was way louder. It scared me for a second. But you can, like, your friends and stuff, individuals you know. Outside of that, people don't really care about, like, they don't care about groups or anything like that. Nobody cares about that. Nobody out there cares. If anybody tells you they care, they are conning you. And it may not be a real con, like it's like they know they're conning you. It could be like they believe it, like the religious type of cons. People do that in this kind of thing too, where they're like, they're selling you what you want to hear, right? They're still conning you.
Including Shave the Whales.
Shave the Whales. It's kind of funny.
Does seem to include some, at least.
Look, he's laughing. He's laughing at the guy.
Casual satire criticism of the environmental movement. Not sure whether he means that or just a play on words, but there seems to be something there. Still pumped from using the mouse. And also, casual day has gone too far. Those second ones seeming to be more of a just general office humor thing, which it seems like he got more into as his strip went on. I think that's what he's most famous for. So I have already browsed through his work. I started off wanting to do a video on just whether he was ever funny. And that's another part.
He wants to be like, bro, you're so evil. I made a video that disproved you being funny. You're not funny anymore. You don't even get to be funny. Not even in the grave do you get to be funny. I make sure everybody I don't like is marked as evil. Make sure everyone knows evil, evil, evil. This man was an evil man. And they have to know, especially if he's dead. Evil, evil, evil. He's an evil man. Yeah, we have to mark his grave.
Part I'm curious about here, was his work ever really that funny?
Was he even funny? Maybe, was he even human? Was he even human? Maybe he's from another planet. Was he even a human being? Maybe he's an ape.
Were comics in general ever that funny?
He was right. This is actually one of his videos. It is. It's one of his videos. Yeah. Yeah, it's one of this guy's videos. It's one of this guy's. The environmentalism absolutely needed to be roasted. Yeah, I know.
I legitimately am curious about that because they are kind of a relic. I'm going to go into that more as this video goes on. But I have glanced at them. I started making a spreadsheet of every comic in these 3 books by page number and position and categorize it by topic.
He's categorizing by how racist it is, how much racism is in each one, right? And it's going to be all like the stuff they think like MAGA people. They call they call people MAGA, right? And then they group all this stuff. He's gonna look for that kind of stuff. Anything he considers MAGA is what he's gonna look for. Any trace of that in the comics, and that's what we're gonna see. I can't wait. I love MAGA comics.
Everything that became just an incredibly insane amount of work, as you might imagine.
You chose that's not work, bro. You bro.
So then I narrowed it down more to things that.
Hold on. You just chose to go to a bunch of books, mark a bunch of things, make a bunch of notes. That's not work. You're just doing that.
Seem to.
It's not work.
And
you're just doing that because you want to do that.
Video right is now. So I guess that's what I'm going to do. There are a lot of comics I'm going to cover here. I don't know if I'll go through all of them.
Now I think being conservative. How do you say that word? Conservative. I believe in conserving. No reason for us to be reckless. I don't know. Conservation. That's not what he said. Conservationist. Oh, there we go. If I say you're right. If I say conservation, I get it.
They are sorted by topic. And so I'll just go through and talk about different things that seem to reflect his opinion on different issues. I think a lot of what he's saying can just be as simple as humor.
Look at that. Can you even be humor? Are you even allowed to have humor in the new commie world order? Are we even allowed our jokes? Do we even get to keep them, sir? Please, sir. Let me be funny. Please. Please don't. Please don't. Oh, please, Grand Inquisitioner. Can I be funny, please?
But a lot of the comics do touch on different social issues, and
I
think it's worth looking at how that reflects his point of view on this, and maybe he thinks his audience is.
2 middle fingers in the air right now. Good job, Ryan. Yeah, no, good job. That was good.
What are the issues that surrounded him later on? I think most of you know to some extent, and I'm not a scholar on his life.
A scholar on his life. You just don't like the guy, though. That's.
Socially, but I do know that he said some pretty horrifying things.
Yeah, one thing you heard. The thing I showed you guys. They just listen to the end part and they think that's the whole thing. They don't even listen to him. I bet he didn't even hear the whole thing, because the whole thing ain't even that bad. I don't know what he's talking about.
About black people.
No, he didn't say about black people like you're saying. See, this is always when I know I can't trust somebody, when they talk like this. Do you know what I mean? Like, where they go, they know they're hiding half of the thing, then it's the thing that makes you look okay, like a decent person. And they're just, like, some like girlfriends will do this, okay? Manipulative people will do this. They'll purposely. Now, maybe they remember it differently than you do. You can maybe give them the benefit of the doubt sometimes, but it's when it's a theme. Do not. Don't put up with that, right? But anyway, where they cut out the part that makes you look good or okay or understandable, and they just try to frame it. Almost, they might even use words you didn't quite say, but technically it's true. If you in a way, it's true. Like if you shoved a woman. For example, they might act like say it in a way, to imply that it was something worse. You get what I'm saying? People that do this kind of manipulation. It's always I never trust a person when they spot it, and that's right there. That's not what he did. Like Ryan with Tim Hortons cuffs. Why is Apple? I didn't say every girlfriend. Okay, I didn't say. I just said girlfriends do this.
The hell away from them. I think characterize them as a terrorist group. And he said previously to that he wanted, or that he identified as black or something, which is just some really weird and I think probably toxic sounding allyship.
Listen to all that stuff they say. All those words. It's just like communism, gobbledygook. What is the toxic relationship? Toxic. Wait, let's listen to it all again.
He said previously to that he wanted, or that he identified as black or something, which is just some
problematic.
Really weird and, I think probably toxic sounding allyship.
Allyship to what? Not communism, right? It's something else. You're not communists. You're allies, right?
and then essentially
they think they're so smart, bro. They think like we just call allies. Don't say comrade, bro. Say ally. It's the same. Yeah, they're not gonna get it. They're not gonna get it. Just say ally. Allyship. What are we allying? Well, yes, collectively we are allying the whole class. Yeah, no, we are comrades. No, that's true. We're gonna do the communist revolution. Yeah, but we're not calling it that anymore. No, we're gays and trans and black people and stuff, and we're gonna get it's equity, bro. It's equity we're talking about now. We call it equity. It's equity.
his idea was they can't be helped. They're out to get us, and we just need to put distance between us and them.
Wait, what was that about terrorist group? Who? When? Scott Adams said that what was it? Here, let's rewatch this again. This is what most of his thing is from. Is this right here?
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to
And again, remember he's talking about full in
this
context.
poll, not according to me, according to this poll, that's a hate group.
Here, hold on. Hold the Dragon Ball over this.
That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say, based on the current way things are going, the best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people. Just get the fuck away.
That's what he said, in
Wherever you have
context.
to go, just get away.
In context, that's what he said. In context, that's what he said.
Pretty rough stuff. On its face, it just sounds extremely horribly bigoted. But there's this weird combination.
Could you lower the volume a little? It's too intense. My cortisol is right. Well, everybody told me to turn it up, but yeah, I can.
Of that and maybe trying to do right by them in a really obtuse way that I just find confusing. And I found that in his work,
This kind of fits this part, though.
I'm going to say up front, even
The
if I was
music
trying
fits
to do a
now,
hit piece
though.
on him, his work is not suited to that. His opinions on things seem to be more complicated than you might think. And so I think that is going to be interesting to look at. Anyway, let's get into a few of his comics. Like I said,
Music
I sorted
fits
them
those.
by topic. And so I think the natural one to start with is just general prejudice and bigotry
Oh.
and see what his comics look like when he was addressing that. So here's our first one from Shave the Whales. We have what looks like a dinosaur saying, "Hi, I'm Bob. I called earlier about the babysitting job." The guy at the door says, "To be honest, we didn't know you were a dinosaur when you called." Bob said, "That's okay. I didn't know you were yuppie bigots." Now already here, I think we're seeing
Oh, it's already problematic. It's already problematic. It's already problematic.
difficulty in distinguishing just absurdist humor from what might be an actual opinion of Scott Adams.
Can't they be the same thing? Why are those separate things? And why is it like they're drawing this weird line around humor that doesn't have to do with like the person's opinions on things? How else do they have humor? Like what? Like, yeah, people, like a lot of comedians aren't overly political because they're not into that kind of the conversation. But that doesn't mean their jokes aren't reflecting on like social thing, the way they see stuff. I mean, of course their jokes are a reflection of the way they see stuff. Their politics are going to be reflective of the way they see stuff too. It's going to line like it's it doesn't have anything. It doesn't mean anything. It's if it's not funny or funny, how political it is or not. None of that means anything. Is it funny? Period. It could be super political, be funny. It could be not political at all. It could be funny. Is it funny? Doesn't correlate with matter with any of this, bro.
Because a dinosaur
You're just trying to say he's not
house
funny
and,
because you dislike the guy now.
having to confront bigotry on those terms does just seem kind of goofy on its face. But if there is an actual opinion or through line in this one, it seems to be that, if you discriminating meaning distinguish one type of person from another, you're not always doing it for bad reasons. Some people are, beings, since we're dealing
Humor
with
is part
dinosaurs,
observations, isn't it? Yeah, exactly. Where else do you get it? I think Don had sounded fine, bound, and my headphones are probably turned down. That's okay.
are inherently different from others.
Where does it say that? Well, he's just making it up based on his, beliefs about the guy. That's what's happening, right? That's all they do, man. They they have a view of you based on very little anything. Which, it doesn't seem to me like he understands the guy at all. Scott Adams at all. He hasn't shown me he does. And he's just making up all this stuff about the guy, Well, he's just telling a joke. Maybe the way he thought of the joke doesn't involve these other opinions. He just observed it in a way where it made sense to him to express it this way. It doesn't necessarily mean there's all the other connected stuff, but it could mean it too. But you're just guessing,
And if you notice that difference,
you're just guessing.
Try to protect your family accordingly. That means you're a yuppie bigot. Now, I will admit it is.
Well, it could be a joke about how people do that if you say no, right? Sometimes people do that, call you names. For saying, they just immediately use whatever card on you. Just all of a sudden, you weren't talking about it, but all of a sudden it's just I'm a woman. And you're like, what? Do you talk to all women this way? You're like, what? There's people like that. Lots of them.
It's hard to read these.
They just use the fact, these stupid superpowers or whatever, their disability powers. Disability power, activate. I'm a woman.
Fresh eyes.
You can't talk to him like that. I'm a woman.
Knowing where Scott Adams was going to go eventually. But if there was an opinion in this one,
Craggy, last night. Oh yeah, tell me about it. Yeah,
it does seem to be.
And I said last bigot for a second.
That
it was pretty close. I mean, it was pretty
sometimes
close.
A little of what looks like bigotry is warranted, and it's ridiculous to call people out for that. If they feel like,
look at him laugh at that. That's like an evil laugh, isn't it? Am I crazy? That's like that's Satan. Look,
bigotry is warranted, and it's ridiculous to call people out for that. If
they love hating people, bro. I've noticed this too. They love it. It makes them laugh and feel good. I know I'm laughing, but you saw that. You see, look at them. I don't know what to call that. But hating people makes them feel good. It's like they're vampires. They suck on the blood, and they feel good. They got a victim. Am I wrong?
If they feel like they have a good reason.
Bring back the board game. Earlier today we were looking at Gio. Were you in your sleep? Did you hear some of the stream? We saw the board game, or did you wake up and see it? The board game was in one of the last VODs that we watched in the VOD. Either spend points for dice rolls. Oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, or brandish to roll on the board. Yeah, those are both good ideas. Yeah. Yeah, we should bring back the board game. It's a great idea. Yeah. But I mean, actual board gaming thing integrated with points NFT. Right, we could build it. You're right. I don't have to make it in the stream. We can make it a widget, though, or something I'd bring on screen. Yes, this is a great idea, Gio. We build a board game into the website. Yeah, it's a great idea. Actual board gaming thing integrated with points NFT economy, not just the old pricing. Yeah, I understand. A new one. We can bring back the Council of Pedantry. We can make a badge for the Council of Pedantry. Okay, so I used to make VIPs when we had the board game. There was this. Okay, to be a VIP in my chat, and in which era was it? A certain era somewhere. Kick, I think. You rolled on this board, and you had to get to the corner, and then you could join the Council of Pedantry. And if you join it, you have the choice. You can become the only one. Or, you can join it. You can join the council of all the people that are already VIPs, or you can kill them all and become the only VIP. I messed up the telling a little bit. You have a choice. You either become one of the VIPs, or you kill all the other VIPs and become the only one. And that was the Council of Pedantry. That was pretty fun. The people would get mad. People would just clear it to clear it sometimes, I felt like. That was fun. I want that back. Yeah, that was the I used VIP that way. That's interesting. It was a lot of fun. Because people sometimes, you would learn, I don't know, about people. Some people would just be like, yeah, I'll join. and they wouldn't kill anybody. They just joined the VIPs. And some people, and once somebody does it, then everybody that got killed has a grudge against them, right? It's a crazy move. I forget who did the first kill. Was it Geo? It was somebody. Somebody did the first kill. Once somebody does it, everybody else has a problem with them. Which is pretty funny. Like, that was right. Everybody that lost VIP is mad. Koji versus me. Yeah. I want that too. Yeah, we should do that. We should bring that back. So now that was a corner of the board game. What else was a corner? There was, okay, so like you would do something, you get a roll, right? And then there's a dice. And you could go either direction, I think. And it was just like around the board. And there were different squares that do different things. And the Council of Financier was two of the corners. And then there was, like, Ask Spooky Ghost, or a Spooky Ghost asks you a favor or something, and it would give you a spooky ticket. And it would ask you to hold it. And then we've had all kinds of weird currencies and things before. Like, there were sweet coins, there were sweet tickets, there was, the Stream Loops cards. But yeah, it would work. The board game would work with our current system. Yeah. And then we got to come up with some new ones, though. We had one square was your name and lights. It would put your name on the board until somebody else got there and replaced it. What else was there? There were some other ones. There was like get points, like for the system, like win points, like just a prize spot. But also it's cool because like I could do event stuff like the Spooky Ghost thing. We could have one of the corners be like this current storyline event based thing, and then like so you guys could trigger it. That'd be cool, right? It's why I agreed Koji with Koji and he says Geo. Yeah. Yeah, the board game was lots of fun. I loved it anyway. We've been making weird social kind of experiments the whole time, I think.
Especially when this seems to align very closely with where Adams went later
They're
on.
lots of fun.
Where he just thought black people are so inherently dangerous that white people need to get away from them.
That's not what he said, bro. He said, in reference to the poll explicitly, if more than half black people don't like white people, then get away from them. You're cutting that out. Why? Either you didn't see it, or you're just dishonest, man.
From him. Anyway, let's look at our next one. This is from...
See, that's all he has. I told you guys. Didn't I say that? I said I know exactly why he dislikes them, and it's not going to be anything more than that one clip. Has he brought up anything else that's actually real? Except that one clip. And he again uses it without the context. He says just the end part, which is ridiculous.
I'm still pumped from using the mouse. We have a rat. This character's named Ratbert. He kind of just hangs around Dilbert's house, I guess. He says, is it possible that you're prejudiced against rats because you once had a bad experience with a rat? Dilbert says, just out of curiosity, what would be a good experience with a rat?
Good question.
Ratbert says, I believe I've been insulted, and Dilbert says that was kind of a good experience. Kind of weird. I don't see...
Weird. Uh-oh. Doesn't pass the non-racist test. Can't be funny. Get it out of here. Racist, not funny. Racism is never funny. Everybody knows that. Racist... Nobody ever laughs at race. Come on. Come on. As if no one will ever laugh at that.
Much in here other than just kind of, I don't know, lightheartedly playing with bigotry.
Like, it's just you're like, you know when they used to say you'd be really fun to hang out at parties with? You should be really fun at parties, like that old catchphrase. Imagine this guy, you're hanging out with this guy, right? You're going over to his house to sit in the dark. Because remember, before I put the thing in the way, remember what his room looked like. Here, hold on. You're just going to sit in the dark and talk. You're just going to hang out. I bet that's a lot of fun. Hey, you hear this thing about Kanye. You know Kanye, he has this song. It's really not good. I don't like it one bit. I don't like it one bit. Okay, that's all he talks about.
Maybe we're all having fun in this one. Then the next one, and this is a continuing strand. I was wondering if we're a dysfunctional family, Ratbert says. Dilbert says, you're not a family member, you're a rat who won't go away.
Yeah, this guy is totally me. That is, Gio, you're depressing me. This is not true. Come on, man. You're not. This guy is a communist.
Dilbert says, suddenly I have the urge to rob a convenience store. So I don't know. I could see this one joking with, or maybe criticizing the idea that bigotry and racism contribute to crime by reducing it to a, someone makes a mean comment and then somebody...
You see what he's doing, though? He's hunting. This is witch hunter work, right? He's a hunter. He's like the Witcher. He's like Geralt. That's why he's got the hair and stuff. He's like Geralt. This is Geralt of Geralt of Dilbert.
Decides just to go immediately commit a crime. And isn't that absurd? Therefore, racism...
I mean, in speaking energy, you turn commie? Yeah, what's up with that?
Institutional or
Why are
otherwise.
you talking like this guy?
This doesn't cause crime. People maybe just use it as an excuse. I don't know. It's kind of a clunky comic, and again,
it's not even a comic really. It's kind of ugly, and it doesn't even. The lines aren't straight, and I mean, it seems like a child drew it. Yes, the guy's dead, but it's just ugly.
Who knows whether he's just trying to be funny, but this feels a little off.
And he's not funny, and he's never made me laugh, even though I laughed a bunch of times earlier.
Off to me. So then the final strip from this storyline, Ratbert says, if I don't get some love and support around here, I might turn to a life of heinous crime. So, yeah, again, he seems to be wielding this as kind of an excuse that society gives you to just go commit crimes because...
Here's the thing. If it wasn't... What's funny... Here's what's funny stuff is, okay? It's like a contradiction. It's like realizing the truth in a funny way. Right? In a roundabout way, and you notice something's true, and you don't expect it to be true, and you realize it's true, and that makes you laugh. That's what humor is, in my opinion. Right? So, it's like noticing a contradiction. Like they said in the one thing, the video, the Norm video, there's that one cartoon someone made about Norm, where it has the one guy. What's that guy the one stand-up guy that was a church preacher or something? He yells a lot. That guy says... There's like two styles of comedy. One is like taking something small and taking it too serious, overanalyzing it, and the other is taking something serious and acting like it's not. Right? Because that causes like a contradiction that's funny. So like that's what I kind of think too. Like realizing the truth in a weird way, seeing something's true you don't expect to be like, oh yeah, kind of like it's kind of like that. What makes you laugh, I think. If he's telling funny jokes, that means that there's some truth kind of to what he's saying, in a way. At least something that seems true to him, or it wouldn't be funny to him.
Oh, my family wasn't nice to me. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments if I'm overreacting to this. But
my best intro I was muted for. So you'd be. I don't know. You should look at your mixer or something, bro, because you've done that a couple times when muted.
This just feels a little gross to me. Then he says, or worse, I could become a certified public accountant. At that point, Dilbert says, stop it, you're scaring me. And Ratbert says, I'm good with numbers. So it seems like the ultimate punchline, at least in this strip, was being an accountant is worse than being a criminal. This shows where none of these comics are...
That's kind of funny, right? The concept that, a crappy job could be worse than going to jail and stuff. That's kind of funny. Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Not all these comics are monolithic. There's this mesh of kind of social commentary and just kind of offhand jabs at,
See, how do you know if you don't find it funny because your worldview is so different that you don't see what it seems to him to be truth in the joke, so you don't find it funny, then you can't really say they're not funny. You're not getting the jokes. Because you have a different worldview than he does. But that's why we don't control humor, by if everybody gets the joke or not. If you had to make sure everybody got the joke to make a joke to do humor, nobody would do it. That's just, you can't do that. You can't rule the joke that way. You got to be able to say whatever, and you know, some people in bad taste. Okay, but whatever too. Who cares? I don't know.
Adam's
Not that big a deal.
away from the workplace. So the more you read these, the more you recognize it's really hard to come up with any kind of.
Like, who's actually hurting people? If you actually hear his full quote, it's not as bad as they say. In what way did he actually want any bad to happen to anyone? No way. In no way did he. And yet he's calling him a bigot. He's calling him a racist. He's calling him all these names. They always do this.
Really straightforward simplicity in these. So then our last one of these, there weren't a lot addressing bigotry. This one's from Casual Day Has Gone Too Far. I've decided to sell the company for a huge profit. I found some very discriminating buyers. When you say discriminating, you mean they hate people from this country. Wally says, it's okay, we have laws to protect us. And these guys are Albanians, by the way. I think they're just supposed to represent, you know, like a Baltic country, and they're supposed to be backward, and the strip makes fun of them. There's a whole thing there. He seems, I don't know, the strip.
You can't even make fun of make-believe people.
Trash, and I think there's maybe some inherent prejudice there, but
you can't even make fun of. You can't even like make a goofy fake version of people and make fun of that.
Whole ongoing thing, a running strand throughout the strips.
You can't even do that. Like, if you make fun of elves, you're making fun of what? Who am I making fun of when I make fun of elves? If I make fun of elves and goblins, who am I making fun of? Give me what race are they? What's happening?
It goes back and forth.
What's it, Leafy? I'm being sick every week. I work tonight. That sucks. Welcome.
That. The Albanians say they're lazy, but at least they're funny, and the other one laughs. So this one mentions laws to protect against discrimination as if it's a good thing, it seems like. But it's interesting. The comic
Wait a second.
becomes interested in discrimination when it's...
Oh, it's one way, right. Oh, it's interesting. He only cares about it when it's... Yeah, we haven't heard this talking point before. Trigger robot talking point.
Another country potentially discriminating against what would include white Americans.
Oh, did you have a feeling that was coming?
And so, I don't know. Again.
Oh, very interesting. They always do that. Very interesting. Oh, that's interesting. That's weird. Kind of weird. Kind of weird you only notice then.
And is Scott Adams really saying that anti-discrimination laws are good? Is he really being selective?
Elves are white people, goblins are Mexican. Oh, okay. Okay. I heard Mike yelling, for some reason. They're the goblins. I've heard that before. I've also heard people call Japanese people goblins too, in like World War II stuff. There's anti-Japanese stuff where they draw Japanese people as goblins. Pretty messed up, but kind of funny.
You know, when he cares about those laws, or is this all just being goofy?
I tell you guys that Japanese people again call themselves yellow. Like, everyone else acts like that's some kind of a sin. But in the language, they call themselves yellow. They use the kanji for yellow, the same kanji they use for the color yellow. It's not like an accident. They do. So what does that mean? Are they being racist to themselves?
Sort out. But, you know, it's hard not to see some...
Mongoloid. Yeah, they also call themselves Mongoloids, yeah. They call China Mongoloids, and Japan and Korea are called... South Korea are called... Well, Korea as a whole are called New Mongoloids. That's what, like, in the science textbooks in Japanese, that's what they put. There's a couple other weird things, too, about, like, their science. Like, translating stuff, I learned all kinds of things. They have, like, different, like, splits in science than we do. Like, they flat out believe some different things in, like, their scientific models than we do. And especially when it comes to, like, sorting of biology stuff. That's why they break it down differently. They're saying Chinese people are one group of people called the Mongoloid, right? And then they're saying, which is actually where the term comes from for calling certain people that, is because they thought they had like slanty eyes, is how that term came about. So they were calling them Asian. But anyways, so Mongoloid Chinese people the Japanese people call Chinese people that, and then they call themselves New Mongoloids because they think like they breeded with, you know, whoever was on the island, that area, and changed a bit, and became New Mongoloids.
Strands of opinion in there. Opinionated he ultimately became. So those strips were the only examples.
Believe the science. It is science. They're, like in Japan, that's what it is in the things, like in the books. That's where I learned this. That's where I learned these things. It's not like made up message boards or something. I learned these from I get like these books that are like, I don't want to say they're for remedial kids, but they're like learning books, like, whoa, so visual, because they have like all these pictures of like, because they're trying to do, you know, like other learning methods. They're going like, look, we got maps and pictures and blah blah. So I get those obviously because it's cooler if I'm, you know, sitting there reading it, to see like the old Japanese armor, like pictures of it and stuff, right? It's cool to learn that way. So I get those. They're kind of like, I don't know if they're for remedial kids. I don't know, you know, if you think about it. But so what, you know? Remedial kids are the best kids. I was a remedial kid. I you know, I'm dyslexic. I would have been in the one needing the just, whoa, super visual book. And then people used it for yeah, because they resemble. Yes, that's why. Yeah, that's where it comes about. But the thing is, in Japanese, they still refer to it, so it doesn't, and it's not offensive there. So it's like, well, then it's a question like, do we impose our issue with it on them? Why do that? And also, that's the original usage. You don't really have a right to be like, hey, yeah, in English we started using it offensively. You can't use it anymore. Yeah, I know it's your word. I know you guys came up with it, but no, you can't use it anymore. No. I know what we let you use it for, and that's again how it started being used this way. We called, you know, Down syndrome people Chinese, but you guys can't use it anymore now because we used it. Rude. Just like how retard came to be used for dumb people. Yeah, it's ridiculous because also now the only people that think retard means like somebody slow is like actual people that the people that hate when you use it. They're the ones that think it means that, because like they act like you mean that when you say it, but everybody knows, like everybody that uses it just never means that. Never ever means that. They mean a side usage of it, which is softer, much softer than that, but just means like, that's dumb. What are you doing? That, or like, you know, you're not thinking straight or something, you know? It's a side usage. There's nobody is referring to the trying to call somebody that's slow a name. Most people are not doing that. And it's rude to them to even assume that, because there is a whole separate usage, which most people mean. I also like to think of it like, when I talk about people from school, I call them retarded, because I think they've been retarded, like the past tense of the verb, to, you know, like to retard it, to retard something. They've been retarded by the school system. They've been retarded.
In all three books that I felt at least came
it's only people who get called retarded a lot to get mad. Yeah, because they're bummed out about it. Yeah.
To even peripheral feelings.
Like the thing, right? Why is it? It's always okay, retard. Not are you okay, retard?
With racism or bigotry.
Why is it never are you okay, retard? Like that meme.
Addressing it head on in any way. There might have been others, but I missed them. So, you know, so much for any potential hate, I guess, on race if you're digging through these books looking for that. You maybe can see some potential. Digging
through these books looking for that. Don't you guys have like things to do with your day, bro? Why are you doing that? Why not like write a book? Why don't you write a book? You write a comic. Why even make your video just like, oh, I gotta spend a day reading a guy's books looking for when he was racist? Does that sound productive to you?
Still proto-racism in there.
Does that sound productive to you, bro? Productive for what?
Maybe with some offhand comments that seem to take it a little.
You judge the guy for one comment, so just judge him and say if that's all you needed to be convinced, just tell people that thing a lot. Just keep saying it. Then you're done. You don't need to make this. There's no point in making this, bro, because the only people that'll agree with you already agree with you, and they agree with you from that little clip, and that's it. They don't need more. The rest of this is just masturbation, man.
Lightly, but it's very, very light, and I think you kind of have to read between the lines to see it, to be fully honest. Our next topic, though, is one he seems to
You're
have a lot
filleting your audience that already agrees with you, is what I'm saying. You're filleting your audience that already agrees with you.
to say about, and that's women in dating.
Proto-racism. Yeah, exactly. The proto-culture. The proto-racism. Our ancient people had the proto-racism. There were stories passed down about the proto-racists. The original form, the true, pure form of racism from the proto-culture.
And a lot of comics are about that one, so let's go through.
That's how they power up in the Japanese mangas when they get really super, right? It's they tap into it's like they call it the Geta rays and stuff like that, but it's the proto-racism rays. They channel the pure Japanese racism towards everyone else. It's smart, man. We need to start doing that.
Do a few examples of those. The Shave the Whales one. So first we have Dilbert standing at a woman's desk. She's saying, well, I would date you, but frankly, I think of you as a boring and unattractive blob of organic matter. Final panel, so let's just be friends. You know, this, like a lot of the ones
don't go
about
near Macronians.
women
I'm trying not to.
and dating can seem to just be a jab at what a loser Dilbert is, and I think that's often what he's going for.
That's what we're called, right? We're the Macronians.
But tell me if I'm wrong in potentially seeing a little bit of incel energy here.
Oh my god. Incel. He's getting this ain't right, bro. This is not normal in your head. He's an incel. What's it? Huh? He's just a guy. He's an incel. You guys got problems, bro.
You know, that men just can't win. And maybe not in this comic, but as we go through
Incel energy. Isn't it wild? And they say it like they think it sounds normal. Like it's like, that's a normal thing to say. Incel. That's normal to say. That doesn't speak to all my politics and beliefs on everything.
in this one, she, you know, just
like what's wild is they can say like 5 words and you know everything they believe because they're all so robotic and the same.
As she's disgusted by him and uses "let's be friends" as an excuse to blow him off. I don't know. I feel a little bit of an incel vibe in that, but let's keep looking.
The guy in his room in the weird lights, saying his video is not that good. That's you. And he's calling other people incel. You giving me the creeps.
Looking through these. In this one, Dilbert's actually on a date. She says, "Thanks for asking me out. Would you like to see my operating manual?" He says, "Operating manual?" She says, "It's an aid to men. It covers everything from buying flowers to opening doors."
You know what's funny is that's a funny bit, and it's something every man on Earth has been like, why isn't there one of those? Is he gonna shit on this? Every man on Earth said, okay, can you make that? Can you make an operating manual for women? Is that possible? That exists? Yes, I'll take one of those. Are you kidding me? What, are we pretending this isn't? Are we pretending that's not a thing? That every guy on Earth is like, yeah, I'll take that. And are you also pretending that every woman will be happy he bought it?
And it says, "Looks like you're due to have your jewelry rotated." She says, "Every 30 days saves money in the long run." So
incel wasn't even a thing outside of Reddit until that one guy with a car in Santa Barbara. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where they even pick it up from either.
I guess just generally.
It's like, when was it cool to call people virgins and laugh at them? High school? That's what you're doing, bro. That's high school humor. That's when you call people virgins and laugh at them. As adults, it's not the same funny. It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be like just shame someone like that. Shouldn't be funny to you as an adult. That's something you do in high school. That's school behavior, schoolyard stuff.
Early women as gold diggers, and boy, aren't they just so expensive.
Well, okay, whatever about the thing. That's one way to take it. The instruction manual part, though, is the joke.
They expect a lot out of men.
The instruction manual is the joke. Every man has said that. Look, I mean, thought that. Oh, if I could just have an instruction manual, that'd be a lot. That'd be nice. Come on.
Here, Dilbert's on a date again.
High school in the 80s. Yeah, it's old high school.
He says, "I like your dress," and he thinks women love flattery.
Haha. Haha. This moron thinks women like flattery. Can you believe it? Oh my god, what a maroon this guy is. Can you believe it? He thinks women love flattery.
He says it reminds me of my favorite dishcloth. Uh-oh, wrong thing to say.
What an idiot. Right, it's so nice to have your presence in the chat. It's a nice balancing force. It's to balance out the male energy. It's a nice balancing force.
Of course, I'm not talking about any ordinary dishcloth. Dig, he thinks. I'm talking about a truly fashionable dishcloth here. In fact, if I dropped Jell-O on my shoes, I'd leave it there all day rather than use your dress to wipe it up. And then it shows the table and him knocked over and says, "Some women just don't know how to accept a compliment gracefully."
True.
So, as with everything,
true.
you know, I pick up mixed vibes here. This one seems pretty clearly about Dilbert being stupid, and you know, men can be kind of clueless, I guess, with women. Her response was pretty violent, but you know, I don't know.
It's fine to be violent against dudes. Who cares, right?
Well, if there's something in there that reflects his perception of women and how you kind of have to tiptoe around them. But this one was mostly about how dumb and clueless Dilbert was.
So it's fine if it makes fun of the guy more than it makes fun of the woman? Then it's fine?
Here's another one that's just totally about him being clueless.
So it's only funny. I'm getting the vibe. It's only funny. It was just making fun of yourself completely. So you can't make fun of anything outside of yourself.
I can tell what my date is thinking by her body language. Her body is telling me, "Let's cuddle by a fireplace." And then we see
That's funny.
that she's revving up a chainsaw. And he thinks, "I'll get some firewood," she says. So yeah.
That's funny, yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Men are just clueless. If we're just
And women are a little violent with a chainsaw, huh?
generalizing from Dilbert to men in general, if we're going to try to generalize
And women have chainsaws at the dinner table.
anything from this comic,
Which is true. I don't. He's not wrong on that. I don't know what. He's not wrong at all. If a woman could have a chainsaw, when she's a little mad, and she could like wield it perfectly somehow, right? Like just somehow. Like you make like a. We use AI robots to make a new form of chainsaw that's like perfect for women to use, right? They don't have to be strong. They can just use it. Matt, you're telling me they wouldn't all use it, or the slightest? They don't, instead of a taser, they have a chainsaw. Just if they made it small enough to carry, just a thought experiment. They made it small enough to carry, you know, like it folded away, and then they could just easily pull it out and use it. You're saying they wouldn't use that? Women are often violent against men, if not physically. An electric carver. Well, sure, but like it folds up, like
it seems
into
to
her
be
purse.
Dilbert as a representation of men just, you know, not knowing how to read women and take hints. There is kind of a disconcerting idea that women are this force of nature that you have to just really be careful around.
That's disconcerting? You're telling me, bro. You're telling me. It can be sometimes, yeah. True. True. It can be yeah, it can be rough.
And I don't know that that represents an opinion or something.
But it's a force of nature that represents a truth, a natural law.
He's trying to express to other men, or maybe it's just, you know, his general
Watch out. Exactly.
perception of them. Maybe
Exactly.
dating's intimidating, relationships can be difficult, and all this kind of stuff is maybe a glance into his mind, in his internal struggle over how to relate to women. I don't know. Hard to say.
I like how he doesn't mention at all for real the chainsaw, like it wasn't even there. Like, okay, if he's not, if he's just casually having her have a chainsaw, right? It's obviously hyperbolic in a way, right? But he's still taking everything else literally. Isn't that silly? Like, he didn't even mention the fact she had a chainsaw. He didn't even bring it up. Like, he just edits it out. It's clearly hyperbolic in that element. So him, like, not getting it is also over presented for comedic effect too, right? Because it's like so far off. That's the joke.
Anyway, this one we have an old woman saying men don't whistle.
I'd call it true. Mother Nature, harsh and unforgiving. My evil grandmother. Yeah, it's nature, sure. Men don't whistle at me anymore. Uh-oh. I credit the women's movement for making men more sensitive to how whistling degrades women. What's the climate like on your planet? Mm-hmm.
Let me anymore. I credit the women's movement for making men more sensitive to how whistling degrades women.
Does she have a point or not?
Says, what's the climate like on your planet? So, but potentially, I guess, what would sound like a...
In hindsight, I don't see much of a sign of a complaint. I think I originally read it as the woman irritated with feminists. Well, yeah, it was kinda. When really she was crediting them for reducing unwanted attention. Yeah, correct, but she was also upset with it. Right? You're correct, she was crediting them, but like in a like in a way like where she was... Okay, the whole reason... I don't think he gets the joke. The whole reason the dog asks what planet she's from is because she makes no sense. Because one side of her mouth she's saying men don't... She's holding a contradiction in her mind, right? Men don't whistle at me anymore. She misses that. She's lamenting that. But then the other side of her mind, she knows that she's supposed to think like this. I credit the women's movement for making men more sensitive to how whistling degrades women. She knows she's supposed to think about it like that. Even though she knows the first one is she's still lamenting it. But her excuse for it has a contradiction in it, and she doesn't realize that. And so the dog asks her what planet she's from because she doesn't make sense to him, right? That's the joke.
Men. Dogbert says, what's the climate like on your planet? So, but potentially, I guess, what would sound like a complaint against feminism in, women's rights movements in general. But
she doesn't like it. But she likes it because she's told to like it.
Kind of turns on its head and ends up being about an old woman being clueless, so, I don't know.
He didn't get it. He didn't get it. She's holding a contradiction in her head. She's believing the two things at the same time, and it doesn't make sense.
I brought it up because it at least touches on
He doesn't even get it, bro.
That commentary about feminists, and we'll see that later. But again, these comics are a little complicated.
Cool that either my mother or my father... Is that and my, right? And my father, depending which was in the shit house. Either or, either and, or and. There's some variation of that, I think.
It's hard to get a totally clear read in some of them.
Either or, yeah, either or.
And what his actual opinion is. And his opinion just might be a little nuanced. And in many cases, he's just legitimately trying to be funny, which is the whole point, I guess. In this one, Dilbert's on another date.
Yeah, that is the whole point. What do you mean that whole point, I guess? He's trying to make people laugh.
The woman says, what I look for first in a man is honesty. Dilbert says, okay, I'd like to skip this boring conversation and go smooch. Which is probably a ragey version of, something else a man might say.
What are you saying, pervert? What are you saying, pervert? Why is this guy just throwing that at everyone?
Okay. Her eyes get really
Why are you saying that, pervert?
Big, and she says, I didn't mean honesty about relevant things. So her eyes get really big, and she says, I didn't mean honesty about relevant things. So we kind of have Dilbert again being a little clueless, maybe in that he's too honest. Gets to the point in a way that's kind of tactless.
Well, if she liked him, I don't think she would have reacted that way. Right? If she liked him, she might not let him kiss her right away, but she would be like, make some kind of like flirt thing back, but like, say no. She wouldn't be like date over or anything, I don't think. If anything, it would be a good thing for him, probably. Even she would say no, probably, right? She'd probably like no, blah 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 blah. But She would be flattered, and she would like the honesty, I would think. If she's not just like a weird, weirdo.
But also, I feel like there's kind of a, what do women really want? They say they want honesty, but when you're honest for real about actual significant things, then they don't want that. Aren't women confused?
It's not even saying all women, though. This could just be like how do you know he's saying all women and not like a specific group of women? That there's women like this. Like, how do you go from saying that he's saying there's women like this, which is what the comic is doing, to saying all women are like this? That's not what he's doing. He's just saying, hey, this is a thing that kind of could happen in the world, right? It could, and it does. So, like similar events do, not as ridiculous, but that's not saying every woman is anything. Well, you're jumping to some crazy leaps. Because a woman in a strip does something, that means he thinks all women do that? That's ridiculous.
Confusing? I don't know. Here we...
I bet the incel thing is women love attention from guys they find attractive. Other guys are just creeps when they do it. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of true, though. I mean, that's not untrue, though.
We have Dilbert saying about 400 women
this is a true thing.
For dates this year, so I guess he asked out at least more.
But there are actual creepy things that are just creepy, too. Like there's truth to everything. There's times dudes are fucking creepy, sure. Like that's not a thing. I don't want people to think that. They think that like dudes can't be creepy. No, of course they can. But there's definitely just like a fair amount of truth to that criticism. But the criticism isn't worth making. It's like, okay, well, so if you found a woman that doesn't like you, go find go find a competing another way to find another one that maybe would, like, what do? Figure out a way to fix that. I don't know. It's not like you can't do anything about it. You can't be like, oh yeah, if they don't like you, they don't like you. What can you do about that?
More than one a day. He says, I can only conclude one thing. Dilbert says, not enough quality women, and Dilbert says, sad.
Like, it's not a complaint worth really making as a complaint. As a joke, it's funny.
So, I guess I would take this as meaning to point to Dilbert's cluelessness, but it is interesting how much, incel energy is in a lot of...
Oh, there we go. You're right. This includes the whistle thing, too. Yeah, but you don't think it's true, Gio? You don't think that's a true thing? That, like, if a woman likes a guy and he's, like, too forward or something, she won't still kind of talk to him, even, like, where she would blow off a creepy guy doing it? I don't know. That seems like that's the way it goes to me.
Whether it's what Scott Adams intends to suggest or whether he's making fun of incels, such as Dilbert apparently.
Of course it's true. Oh, okay. I was like, what are you talking about? You were scaring me, bro.
So again, here we have Dilbert being kind of clueless.
I thought because you say you talk like this guy, you were turning into him. I thought you were I thought maybe it was, mind melding with this guy.
To work and go to dinner. She says, what kind of car do you drive?
Like, because his voice, like the voice was like sinking, and you were turning into him.
He says, ugh, you women are all so shallow. It should not make one bit of difference what kind of car I drive. She says, except it will help me find you in the parking lot. But you could just stand on top.
Now this is like a multi-layered thing. You women are also shallow. That's kind of him making fun of women too, men and women. Like the people that do that in general. Like that kind of complaint usually starts from women. It shouldn't matter. It should not make one bit of difference what kind of car I drive. That kind of complaint is usually like a female complaint. No, not that one, but that kind of like complaint. So he can be making fun of both ways too, in a way.
Thump your mighty chest. So, yeah, this this seems like a criticism.
Like he keeps acting like the comics generalize all the way, when they could just be about, this is a thing that is funny that could happen, period. Right? Am I crazy? Why? How does he just get to think that, like, act like you can just generalize? Because one character in one of his stories does one thing, that means he hates all women? Like, that's what is happening with this guy.
of men saying that women are superficial. Scott Adams.
How's he saying anything? It's just a woman, a guy. Anything could happen. You're setting up comedic things. It's probably like, why wouldn't you use like the worst people you know or something, you know, in a story? You would base like some of the stuff off the worst people you know, right? The like worst shit you ever see, because it's funny. You would change the names, right? But that's the kind of thing you'd put in it if you're making this funny thing. You put in the worst shit you could imagine to get, you know, the worst contradictions of behavior you can think of. You women are so shallow in a woman pose. Yeah, that's a female complaint. No offense.
Does seem to have this weird fixation on women that does, if you watch the run of it throughout this whole thing, seem a little combative, like there's an adversarial relationship, and you know.
And again, these are just individual people in a comic book. You're the one saying that because individual people in a comic book do something, you can expand it to his whole view on women. That's crazy.
Just trying to figure them out. But there are times where he seems to poke fun at the men.
And also, if it's, let's say Dilbert was, let's say like it was about himself. Let's say it was, which is basically what this guy's assuming. This guy basically can't, in my opinion, put his mind, like, pretend he's someone else. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because that seems to be what he's judging everything from. Like writing the comics. But a comedian, somebody writing comedy sketches, comedy strips, is not doing that, right? They're putting themselves inside the head of other people that they find funny, or like funny things, or like running funny scenarios through their head, right? They're not. They're doing thought experiments where they're different people to figure out funny things, like funny scenarios. Like when you watch a movie. Right? You empathize with the character, you kind of become the character for the length of the movie. Do you understand what I'm saying? A good movie does that, right? Not all movies do it. Sometimes you're still, you know, there's good movies that don't do that. But you know what I'm saying? Like good stories can do that, transport you almost to being the guy or the person, or at least like, even if you're not them, you care about them, like they're a person to you, like somebody you care about. Right? They build that relationship somehow between the reader and the character. That requires empathy. That requires, like, it's not. He's acting like whatever you think of is you saying something to the world, as in completely, literally to be interpreted, instead of like, because it's funny and it says something in a roundabout way, which is what it really is. Like, you can't even think that way. You can't tell me this guy understands women. It's hard to believe, right? But he is the Witcher. He is Geralt. He has the hair. He's a witch hunter. He's hunting down the witches. So he is a Geralt of Dilbertia. He is a Geralt of Dilbertia.
Right here, I program my computer to analyze any situation and predict the female response.
That's funny already. That's already funny. Good luck with that. The problem is computers would use like logic, right? Computers operate on the structure of logic. You'd have to have a woman make the computer.
This should clarify a few things. I'll type in watch sad movie, result crying. Now I'll try receive flowers, result crying. Let's try date with Dilbert, result crying.
Pretty good.
Dogbert says, boy, the truth gets vicious when you corner it. So the last panel seems to be kind of a turnabout where it's a jab at Dilbert because, you know, a woman would cry if she went on a date with him.
It's funny, yeah.
But I find it a little interesting that this whole comic, for the most part, aside from that last turn, seems to be devoted to just...
I was going to say, well, even if it is about him, what if it's like a journey of self-growth then? And like this is what he used to think when he was younger. How do you not know that's that? Like he's made jokes about how he used to think. Not necessarily how he thinks now. What's wrong with that?
That women cry all the time about everything. It's not super concept.
Like, what's wrong with that? It's because I'm telling you, the commies cannot have, like, is and ought are the same thing to them. They combine. If you describe something as happening, to them, it's like you're saying it should happen. That's the way they think. That's why, like, if you don't get why he has such a problem with this, it's because that's how he thinks. You can't write something that you don't think should happen or should be the way the world should be. So you can't make a joke. You can't like just purposefully for means of comedic effect have something happen because that is your recommendation for society, that we just do random thing. No, you can't do that. You have to always say and write and everything has to be what you want, because that's how they believe. They believe they're like creating reality basically. They're wackadoos. They don't all realize that, but they think they're making reality. They believe in like they think their opinion is their truth. They think you have your truth, and they can convince you of their truth. And basically, they've rewrote reality, right? They made you believe what they believe. They know what they're doing. They just think they can do it. You know what I mean? Like people wonder. They're like, how do they hold the contradictions in their head? How do they lie like that, knowing they're lying? Well, because to them, they're not. Because they've accepted this weird moral relativism worldview, reality relative to themselves. They think they exist, then you exist. Like, people do exist, but they think like if they can change your mind, they basically changed reality for you. And they think if they do that enough, they basically can change the world into whatever they want. That's why they're idealists. You understand? That's how they operate. If you get that, they're way easier to understand. That's why they can lie to you, because to them they're never lying, right? The adapted truth of that they see, like they think that's true still. They think like that's the way they want the world to be, so that's true. And they think it's fine to make that sacrifice of the actual truth because the result is better. You get what I'm saying? They think like it's fine to lie about this because if I get my world, this will be fixed. So it's fine to lie now. That's how they think.
Sequential, but I find it a little interesting. And then here we have a woman saying...
This is why people don't understand how the same guy that wrote Starship Troopers wrote Strangers in a Strange Land. Right, and they don't understand Animal Farm. Right? They make Animal Farm an anti-capitalist reboot. They make Animal Farm a anti-capitalist reboot. Those are the same people, yeah.
I like a man who makes eye contact. He says, "Oh no, uncontrollable urge to look away."
Isn't that crazy? Is that not crazy?
Got to blink about 20 times. Why did she have to bring that up? I gasp, blink, 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 blink. She turns to the camera, even though it's not actually the camera, and says, "I love doing that." So, again, men are clueless, but women toy with them.
True. A man to a woman is like a toy to a cat. In a way, right? Yeah, I mean, what are you going to say? What, you going to say that's not true? That doesn't happen? Then you're going to get batted around, bro. If you don't know that happens. Like, sure, some a little bit is fine, right? But it's like, if you don't understand what's happening, you're just gonna bat it around. You guys get what I'm saying? That makes sense? A cat. If a guy is like a cat toy to a woman, in a way, right? Am I wrong on that?
It does feel a little two-sided the way he represents these, but again, it seems very much to come from the men's perspective and does seem adversarial and seems to represent us.
well. You're not wrong. I'm just saying.
Again, kind of incel.
And I mean, in a way, it's not a bad thing. Here's the thing. I think it comes from this. I think women want to be protected, right? I know you're not allowed to think this, but I think women want to be protected, and they want to make sure you can do it, right? So if they're gonna poke at you like the Pink Panther's assistant or whatever. Because if you can't stop them, then you could get beat by somebody else and then they're in trouble, right? They have to keep you sharp. I think that's what happens, right? And then if you get sharp, then they don't have to bother you as much about. They don't have to do serious attacks as much. They can do more. You guys get, does that make sense? I think that's it. I think that might be it. They have to like test you basically, but they don't like, depending on the woman, they don't have to do it in a way that's like actually like manipulative or anything, right? It all depends on the people involved. But that's the basic structure, I think.
Coded, if I were to read between the lines at all. Next, from I'm Just Pumped from Using the Mouse, we have Dilbert standing there saying, here's my new business card. I'm a romance interpreter.
I'm a romance interpreter.
For a small fee, I'll accompany you on dates and translate between male and female language.
Great.
It shows her going blah, blah, blah. Dilbert says she's telling a pointless story about work. By annoying you in this way, she hopes to form a closer bond.
Uh-huh.
Weird that she associates...
Weird. Real weird. Real weird again. Uh-oh. Weird alarm. We got a weird again. This is real weird again. How many weirds is this? Weird again.
Creates annoyance with a bond. Maybe that's just
Real
kind of
weird. Weird counter. Weird alert.
what Dilbert is going to take it as.
So
is annoying.
weird.
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
Then the next panel, which continues this storyline, Dilbert turns to the woman. He's going blah, blah, blah. So I guess...
Also, here's the thing. Like, I don't understand how you can just so easily be like a comic, which is again just showing things that happen, can be him saying like matter-of-factly, this is how all people are. Where are you even making that leap? Like, where does the reason for that happen?
I guess men and women both blah, blah, blah. He's telling you how...
Like, how is that right to do to people at all? Like, you're telling me like whatever work you write or whatever thing you do, you have to be judged as if everything the characters say is what you would say, or you think, or that people trying to interpret your intentions through the jokes. Like, sometimes people just think something's funny, and they could, maybe they do have other like lined up beliefs that you could research about them. But does that even matter for the joke? Yeah, sometimes you like will line up, right? Like you look at their politics and find out they're what you think they are from making that joke. But is it a joke? If it's a joke, who cares? If it's a joke, it means they don't take it as serious as you do. Which means it's not as much of a threat to them as you think it is to them. Like, if you're saying, like, you're thinking they're, like, scared of women or whatever, right? If they're joking about these things, it means they're not really that scared of them. It means that they don't think women are, like, unapproachable completely because they're joking about it. Do they get that?
to logically solve all of the emotional problems you seem to have.
The reason you can joke about it is because you're comfortable with the topic like that.
He reasons that if he can fix your problems, he won't have to hear about them anymore. He hopes that the wisdom and compassion he just faked was enough to arouse you. Now he will talk about himself.
It's kind of funny, yeah.
I don't know. Maybe there's a little
Weird,
bit of that, how
weird.
men and women relate to each other. This seems very...
Yeah, true. Well, it's not like especially when you're early on, you know, depending on the person, it takes a while to understand, you know, like for example, if women are talking to you, they want you to shut up, kind of. If they really want to tell you something, right? They want you to listen. They don't want you to interrupt them. They don't want you to help them. They will at some point. But like right then, they don't want you trying to solve the thing. They're good because then they're going to get mad at you because they know they could solve the thing, but they just they don't want you to point that out. Okay, that's not you. You're not. That's not your job. Not at least while they're upset or talking about it right then, like to you, right? It's not then. Maybe you could maybe talk to him about it, but not then. Definitely not then. Definitely not then.
very much like a two-sided jab at men and women. But it does seem, I don't know, very comfortable with the idea of men and women again being adversarial and at cross purposes with each other.
Well, it's true. Like it's yin and yang. It's not always nice, but it is nice overall. That you can't. It's like to act like because there's any roughness in the waves, the voyage was bad, right, or something. That doesn't mean that. There could have been some turbulence, right? And it doesn't mean the journey wasn't worth taking. Like, you're boiling it down way too simply. I thought he had a wife, or like, what are they even talking about? Like, him being incel energy. What? He definitely dated people. What is even the incel energy about?
each other, and seeing dating is kind of crassly transactional. Part of this might...
The dating scene is. Courting isn't, exactly, right? It's a little bit different. But dating is transaction. The dating scene is transactional, yeah, because we fucked it all up, right? If we figured it out and made it more, I think we make it more like courting, you know, like I think that's the right way to do it. But I don't know. Or people meet each other online, they get to know each other. I think that's fine too, obviously. That actually kind of works for a number of people I know. Like the fact that they can get to know each other without having the other parts in the way, like go too fast. I know a number of people that worked out because of that.
It just be observational humor.
So I don't know.
Part of it just feels a little uncomfortable.
I don't know. There's options.
Right,
there's
here
things.
We have a comic where I think Dilbert is going to be like a date referee. The woman says, "We always used to go to the whistle blows." He says, "Stop the action." That's a penalty for talking about an old boyfriend. He says the opposing date gets 1 minute to talk about a sports event. Dilbert says, then Mullen hits the jump shot. Whistle blows there. Penalty staring at the waitress for no legitimate reason. She said yes. I guess excited about that. He says the visiting team gets 1 minute to discuss feelings.
That's funny.
She says, I think of you in the friend category, and Dilbert says score. So
score.
Not much here, except that again,
the opposite.
This just sees dating and relationships between men and women as very competitive.
Funny.
And men and women just being at cross purposes with each other. And
in the modern dating, they are. In relationships, they're not. In modern dating, they are, because that's not really how it probably would work in nature. Like we've got all weird.
Again, if I were to be charitable with Scott Adams, this can just be pointed.
And I mean, even like our current nature, like with learning all the things we think, the different morals we have now, as opposed to I'm not saying be like cavemen, but I'm just saying, we're probably not doing it right now. It doesn't seem like it.
Out what maybe naturally exists beneath the surface in a lot of dating, and it could just be observational humor. But the fact that
it could be
the only way he seems to see men and women feels just a little uncomfortable to me.
What a dumbass! This is what I'm saying.
You have to take it in context the fact that
this guy actually thinks like women. I mean, I don't know. The men and women aren't opposing purposes in modern dating. In modern dating, they are. Are they in actual life, like in a relationship? Like, do they? No, they're like yin and yang. They can go together, but then you have to accept that they're different, and then that causes the issues with like dating and stuff because they're way different. We're more alike than we're different. We're humans, right? We can go, oh, we're human. We're all humans. We're all created equal. But we are different. When we say equal, like we mean like equal, like soul. The value of our souls is equal. The value of our life is equal, but not like we're not saying all like guys can beat. I mean, sorry, women can beat guys at arm wrestling. We're not saying that, right? They're not saying that. We're not saying that.
Most characters in these books are like this. There's not a lot of sincere human connection between people at all.
Well, I mean, if it's reflective of a truth, then it is sincere human connection with people. It's a sincere connection with the thing that we understand to be truth, the reader, not the people in the comic. It's a connection with the reader, the actual human being involved. You weirdo. He's like, there's no human connection between these fictional characters in this book. What is this about? That's weird how connected I am to the author. That's weird. But, I mean, who cares about that? But you know what isn't, shows me that he doesn't understand humans is the fact that the characters in the story aren't connected to each other in a human way. Even though I feel connected to what I'm reading and laughing about in a human way, that doesn't matter.
In these comics, there's a lot of competition, a lot of people looking to get one over on each other. So it could just
that
be
is what dating's like if
men
it's
and women
dating.
in dating are just one more representation.
Obviously, that doesn't mean what every couple is like, and lots of ways to avoid, you know. Like I said, I mean, some people meet online and they like know each other first, so it's a whole different scenario than like dating to get to know each other. Dating to get to know each other seems like a horrible way to do it. I don't know.
Of how he treats people in general through his humor, and that this is just that these comics are a little more rough around the edges, maybe kind of, you know, Seinfeld-like or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia-like, showing the worst of people or them at their most crass. So, I don't know. There is that, to be fair, but
but you're not being fair.
something about this whole
Patient, yeah.
relationship between men and women in these stories just...
And bro,
it
how
feels a
long is
little
this
bit
fucking thing?
More than that, maybe.
Oh my god. We
And
gotta
again,
be
I don't know
done
if that's
soon,
because I
guys.
picked up that incel vibe and
Does anyone hit the
going
ball
down
again?
with
We gotta be
Christie's.
done soon. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry, Mr. Zod. This is torture. This video is torture, bro. I thought this would be a funny bit. Yeah, I think this man, he smiles every time he gets to be mean. He's like a little Satan, a little commie Satan man, and he's not interesting. And it's a video of a video. Let's watch a little bit more, and then I don't know. Then let's smoke real quick and watch a little bit more and see
All right, then we have
if I
this
can
one
make it
from the Casual Day
any
book.
further.
Woman comes out and says, "In a way, I'm glad the Albonians run this company now. After years of being the only female engineer, I enjoy watching
the Albonians. The Albonians.
the Albonians discriminate
Those are the made-up people. You can't be funny to made-up people. They could represent real people.
against you guys. The Albonian says, I didn't realize you had coffee wenches in this country too. Wally says, I hope you don't want children, Yorgi. The woman says, in this country, I think that might be Alice, but I can't tell.
Wait, why
I
were
don't
they
know if she's been
flying?
identified yet at this point. She
Why
says,
were
in
they
this
flying?
country, we have a custom when men ask,
Why were they flying?
fetch coffee. Stand up, that's it. Now this will really surprise you. Wally says, oh God. And he says, I've never seen anybody get kicked into his hat before. Dilbert says that's gotta hurt.
Just drink
So
water.
I guess we had somebody from another country being
This Albonian, man. What are you saying, Shinny? Albonian. What's he saying?
really sexist, and a woman kicked him because.
Oh my god. You know what I think is the most incel energy? Is people worrying about sexism. Am I wrong? Yeah, am I wrong? Oh no, sexism. No.
Or whatever.
Please stop the sexism, please. Please.
So I guess you go.
Bro, just be, like, what I don't get is all these people just complain about it. Like, just be decent to people in your life, and, like, that's all you can do. And, that, like, stop worrying about these quote-unquote bigger issues they're basically making up. And it makes you hate a dead guy, man. You're hating a dead guy. You're making a video about a dead guy just to hate on him and try to say he's not funny. You're deranged, man. Ay, ay, ay. Just because you think his comment, again, let's hear his comment in context. Hold on. This is what why the guy's making an 1.5 hour video about a dead guy, again, is this here. Hold on. Listen to it in context again. And again, listen to the start.
So if nearly half of all blacks are not okay with white people, according to this poll.
Again, it was according to a poll he was talking about, right?
Not according to me, according to this poll. That's a hate group. That's a hate group. And I don't want to have anything to do with them. And I would say...
Is he being racist in this? You could say, yeah. But he's saying if people are going to be racist against us, then maybe we should avoid them. He's not even saying he has an issue with black people. He's saying if black people say fuck us, like more than most of them, well then maybe we should, be like, okay, well, maybe I'll go live over there then, where people don't say that. What's wrong with that? Like, whose fault is that? How is that even racism?
Based on the current way things are
He's
going.
not even saying, like, he couldn't do it. He's saying, hey, if that's the way it is, then... Like, he's not saying he doesn't like black people. He's saying if they don't like us, that's a simple enough line to draw that makes sense to me. If, like, most of a group of people are saying, you should die, we don't care if you die, who cares about you? You're evil. It makes sense to tell some people, hey, man.
going. The best advice I would give to white people is to get the hell away from black people.
If the poll is true, how is he wrong?
Wherever you have to go.
If the poll is true, how is he wrong?
Because there's no fixing this. This can't be fixed. Right? This can't be fixed. You just have to escape. So
and again, they know that ain't true because, I mean, that he's not actually saying what they're saying because they edit out the context. They don't explain it to you. That's how they know they're being dishonest, man. That's the fucking gross thing. That's what makes all these people gross. Is they do that. They know, he knows the other part, but he edits it out to make him sound worse. So you only hear about how he said the thing about get away. You don't hear why he's saying it, which is pretty important to why he's saying it. It's key context to understand why he's saying it. Because why else would he be saying it? It's not actually racist. It's not, actually. I know that gets me canceled too, but hey, come on. Where I live, there's only like 5% black population. The rest are like Asians and white people. Well, I mean, he's not even saying, from my understanding, unless I'm like missing something, he's not even saying he has any issue at all. He's saying if a group of people is saying, I hate them. So, like, it doesn't mean like people don't be accepting of anyone because they're black. But if they identify as this like political group almost, that seems to not like whatever, you know, whatever group that answered the poll, kind of like that. Whatever group that is, it's the political half that seems to hate us for some reason, or the green, the white, the yellow, all the other ones. I think they hate. I mean, some of the listen, a lot of those colors, a lot of the. A lot of the colors hate the other colors, okay? Is all I'm saying. A lot of the colors hate the other colors. And they act like I'm not even hating the color. I have no issue with no color, but a lot of the colors hate different colors. Alright, anyway. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna play us out. I'll be back tonight. Did we talk about the scam board stuff again? Also, agents can be like racist. Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Everybody's racist, but there's like one way that's not allowed, and it seems it's obviously, well, a couple ways it's not. It's like there's certain directions you can't go, right? Like they basically call Asian people white people. We might as well just line up like on the same side already, right? You might as well say, you know, Asian people, we got your back because they're pointing at us too, and I know they're going to come for you guys. Just like we protected them, like we said we protected Japan after World War II, we got to protect them now. We got to protect Asian people. Like, don't leave them alone out there. I don't know. Someone like I don't know. Well, also, I'm saying don't judge people individually. Don't be judging groups anyway. Don't even think like these people think about groups, right? Everything's a group. Don't think like that, man. It makes you like this guy. Gio, I know you like this guy, I keep saying, but I don't think so. This guy is... Like, he made an hour-and-a-half video about a guy that's dead because of an out-of-context comment. And it's just to get some YouTube clicks. We did, I mean... Isn't it gross? I don't know. Maybe it's cool. Maybe that's the cool thing to do. I guess. I mean, I'm on YouTube. What can I say? But also, I'm on crackyreads.com. If anybody wants to come to a real website, crackyreads.com, where we have Scamboard. And what do we go over all the changes that I want to do? I think so, right? Oh, you can the things through it now. You see that? Scamboard's Dragon Balled. We Dragon Balled Scamboard. Well, what are you gonna do? Sometimes you just Dragon Ball it. I forgot what their names were. Whose? Stop Asian hate. I'm with you. Let's stop it. Guys, can you stop hating Asian people, please? Can you stop that? Hey, guys. Here, stop that. Stop it right now. Stop hating Asians. They didn't do nothing. Stop hating white people. Stop it. Guys, just stop. Just stop forcing the issue like this. Just stop being racist, commies. Just stop it. Is that possible? Could somebody tell them? If they just stop, they could stop it all before it happens. Before they're stupid communist, you know. They could stop it now. They could just stop being racist and like everybody work to help each other in an individual level, like actually build up communities and stuff. They could stop it, bro. The commies could stop it. You could tell them all, hey, stop. You're being crazy. It's not capitalism power. Willpower is power. The individual is power. Build a tribe like with your friends. Don't worry about anything bigger than that. It's a trick to take your agency. Don't do it. Don't subscribe to that kind of thing. How did I get number 1? Who here voted for me in Scamboard? Let's turn the thing off for a second. I'm gonna turn the Dragon Ball off. Okay, who did I not turn it off? Oh. Okay, who voted for me? I'll find out eventually, okay? I got 56 votes. I'm thinking we should flag me so I don't get any points. And it just stays in the, like, my points just get distributed to everyone else normally. Like, just stays in the pool. I just don't count. Because there's no point for me to have points. Because I can just give points. I shouldn't get any. It takes from the pool for no reason. Right? That's one thing I was thinking about. Also, so you see it's 10,000. That's a big number. It's pretty inflated. It's fine. We'll fix it. We got fixes coming in the retail version. It should basically flatline it. I mean, make it like a real economy that works. Number 1, we are going to make it every unique card is a vote. Every unique card is a vote. So if you have multiples of the same card, then they'll stack and you'll see them together. Right, that's the idea. And then we're gonna have trading. Trading, I was thinking we do in chat trading, so you can chat on the website. You can also on the profiles. So I like this Dragon Ball music for this. Also on the website, right? We got 16 people. Is there somebody I didn't give money to? Hold on. Is there a new person? No, I think Amuro I wasn't counting in my head. I think that's right though. Yeah, Amuro just joined. Anyway, I think this test has been great so far. I thank all of you guys for participating in it that are here. I think I'm really fleshing out the idea. I like it's coming together. Thank you, Chris, for the additions to it. And thank everybody else for trying it. Remember, if you guys have any ideas about it, tell us, because the whole point of this kind of thing is we can make it however we want, right? We have the website now. It's our economy for our website. It's just, if you hang out, you shouldn't have to pay money, but it should be like where you get a benefit if you do, right? That's the idea. So I'm trying to balance it around. Like the idea is maybe something like 1 pack. If everybody's voting evenly, you would get 1 pack in the prize pool amount per person. So like, then it depends on how people play. And then we'll add to that pool. So there'll be, so like 100, let's say a pack is 100 like it is now. 100 per person playing. That'll be the floor of the pool. Instead of like we have right now, it's way too big. Because right now it's like 50% for the pack purchase, which means since that's the only way people spend points, that means all money gets turned back. We're basically printing money, but it's okay. We've got fixes, so it's not. We're basically printing money at the moment. We're like the Weimar Republic. But that's, you know, that's what happens when you build something like this. Like the Weimar Republic, when they were just Germany, where it was just printing money. Now, what happened after that? Does anybody remember? In the Weimar Republic, they were just printing money like crazy. What happened after that? Does anyone remember what happened after that? Well, I mean, the Federal Reserve just prints money. Correct. Now, we are going to, at the end goal, our economy should function better than that. That's why we're gonna test so many things. But we're going really quick. I'm way happy. I'm very happy with how quick we've hit through like all our check marks and goals, and like, are we not killing it? I went and see, the thing was, at first it was just me doing it. Now we're like flying faster through making it. It was gonna get done way slower. But now it's already like, we're almost at retail. We could almost do it like soon. I might have to like build some of it to get it done in time, myself, too, depending on the ideas, right? I don't know. There's lots to get done, kind of, but it should be cool. So we're thinking that we're gonna tone down the percentage from packs. I'm thinking really low. I think Gio had a point in thinking of like interest rate. So thinking of like a couple points really. And then like 20% for redeems. We're gonna build a redeem system. 20% for redeems. I think, because I'm willing to give that up to the pool. And then what are the changes? These are important to go over in case anybody has any ideas. Also gives you guys time to think about it and see if you get it or don't care, or you know, whatever. And then the NFTs eventually in retail, I'm thinking they're once a month. I think that's the leap we have to make instead of once a week. But there'll always be a pack worth when you have one. And I'm thinking after those, they're unlockable, like in the game. So another fix we're doing is we're gonna make every card like a set, every unique card is a vote. So we'll make a set of like 100 cards. We haven't dialed in the number yet. Whatever the number is, it'll be like mostly uncommon, some rare. And then there'll be a trade-up system too. Any duplicates won't count as a separate vote anymore. But one card, one vote still, you know, makes sense. But they'll stack. And so like, they won't be separate votes. Does that make sense? So you have them there like to trade or to trade up. Or maybe like pay for things in the market, like in the marketplace, and we can swap stuff like this. But they don't count. The extra commons of the same card won't count as a unique vote. So like, that's how the system's going to kind of like, it'll combat inflation, but also it promotes like chat to trade with each other. You guys to like try to get each other's cards, which is good, right? Makes it fun trading game, hopefully. And we're thinking we could just build it, just make it in chat, and then on the profile page where it's just like the name and the item name, you could hover it, you could see a picture of it, right? You'd see like whatever card it is with it, whatever it looks like. And then you could have like a box next to it for trade requests, and you click it and then you pick from your cards and you pick which one and it goes in there, and then they have just a little check mark or an X, right? And then if they want it, they go yeah. If they don't want it, they go no, and it clears it, and then somebody else can put one in. It could be really slick like that, right? Wouldn't that be cool? You could just trade live in chat. Because we should make everything workable from chat. So it doesn't give you a reason to have to go to the other parts of the website unless you want to, or like the stream isn't on. Stuff like that, right? Makes sense to have everything doable in chat, understandable from chat, which the bot has most of it. One thing is, it gets in fights with Zoopbot, whatever that is. Somehow there's a Zoop bot and it's fighting with our scam bot, who's the best bot. I don't know what's going on with that. But it is a thing in chat that happens sometimes. Lots of stuff happening on the bot front. The bot wars. The Cracky Reads bot wars. Lots of things happening there. Alright guys, not sure that's a good idea or not, but yeah, random thoughts, you can make rare cards count. Yeah, but well, I thought about that for a long time, and I didn't want to do it, which, that's the reason why this unique card thing actually fixes rarities. Because I didn't want to do that. Why? Because I think it's fundamentally intuitive to have every card be one vote. And I don't want to give that up for just a rarity. I don't think it's worth it. I think that's too intuitive of a concept for the system to give up, right? But uniques counting and duplicates not counting is a simple enough concept that like most games already do. Like you just have a multiplier here, right? It would say like times two, and you know that it's not a unique one because it's not a unique slot. And when you use it, it counts but used for both, right? So it'll be intuitive to understand. But if we make them like 3 or 2 or whatever, then people, it's math. It's like weirdness. We don't need to add that complication when there's already so much depth to the thing. We don't want it to get complicated in places it doesn't need to be complicated. So luckily, this idea though I think works because now there's a reason to try to collect uncommon and rares because they're different cards you don't have yet. You see, it does incentivize collecting them. And also, what I'm going to do is my NFT things. I'm going to start making those. I'm going to make matching NFTs. If you don't like NFTs, it's fine. But if you just make a wallet, you don't have to like buy anything. You just have to have a wallet extension, and I'll send you them. The idea is just like to have like a digital collectible thing. But anyways, I'm thinking you unlock them by collecting sets. So like you get like hold on. Let's look at our boy Dingus. Does he still have the same? Okay, so like Dingus would probably unlock like a Carl NFT for collecting this, right? Like you collect sets, subsets in the set, and then you'll get an NFT, and then the NFT can be used like the other ones, so you can do all the same things. But we're gonna have to switch it to monthly instead of weekly. So, but you'll be able to unlock these other ones. So you'll be able to buy like, you'll be able to buy packs directly in the game, right? If you want to support the stream, you can do that. And you'll be able to kind of collect these NFT things. And I think you could still... I don't know if you could... I mean, I guess you could still trade them, but you couldn't unlock them twice. So, you lose it. I don't know if that would be a smart idea. Unless you really wanted it to for some reason. I love bots. A bot came on my stream named... yeah. Yeah. What I said was more just a thought rather than necessarily a good one. No, I understand. Geo is over here. Hey, Geo. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll play out. I think we covered a lot of stuff. I think anybody clicking the title will be confused. That's fine, right? We'll be back tonight with what is tonight? It's just I think Hiragami. I'm doing Hiragami, and then in the morning we could do Carl Goes to Africa. Carl has to go to Africa to find the One Piece. I think we could do that tomorrow morning. That could be fun, right? Carl goes to Africa to find the One Piece. That could be fun. You guys know we were doing that? Check the VOD, whatever it was, the pirate one. Look in the VODs for the Craig Reed's live channel, or on Kick. I don't know. I'm sure it's on Kick somewhere. The one that we'll replay, the pirate game, the Japanese pirate game. We discovered in the story that we need to collect it's like the seal of the sorcerer, the conqueror, the seal of the conqueror. But it sounds like the One Piece, and we have to collect 7 treasures and put them together. So it sounds like the One Piece. And the first thing we're doing is going to Africa, and that sounds pretty fun. Funny too. I made a thumbnail that says that for the next one. It looks like the last one, but it says that. That should be fun. I hope so. What I said was more to the thought. Yeah. Okay, thank you guys for hanging out. Back tonight, Hayarigami, and then the other thing, and then I gotta go to Africa. Linda's sending me to Africa, to get the One Piece. We should do it in care. We should like make. I'm gonna make maybe an effect, like so we like a smoke effect or something, so we can go into Carl's time cup, go back in time, go to Africa. What's fucked up is I don't know if there's like the years. What do the years say about slavery at the time? Because I think in one of them, I think in the third one, people said they had slavery in the game. It was a feature. You could trade. It was, well, it was like, I don't know, like a feature. But like, you know, you'd go to a dock or whatever, and it would be a thing you could trade. That's what I heard, but I didn't get far enough in 3 to find out myself. I didn't get far enough in 3 to find out myself. I plan to at some point. At some point we will do that. But this time we're playing 4, and I don't think 4 has that. I don't think so. All right. Later, guys.
Somebody asked me for a reframe to help them get out of their head and, you know, stop having ruminations and bad thoughts. And I suggested the reframe of that I tried myself, and it worked. Where you just say, get out. Where you just say, get out. Akira. Get out. You just say, get out. Just get out of your head. Now, the frame that makes it work is to realize that you are a person who has 2 completely different lives. This is the key. There's a part of you that lives only in your head, where you think about the past, which literally doesn't exist. It's imaginary. It existed at one point, but now it's just the thoughts of the past. Get out. Just say, get out. But you also have thoughts of, oh, what will happen in the future? I'm worried about the future. And that doesn't exist. Doesn't exist. So the life you live in your head is a completely imaginary one. Things of the history in your past that don't exist anymore, and worries about the future that doesn't exist yet. But the outside world is all real stuff. Stuff you can touch, breathe, sense. And we live in both of those worlds. We go back and forth. And so the idea that I had that worked when I did it was I just said, get out. What I meant was get out of the imaginary world and get into the real one. Get out. Just say, get out. Get out. Just say, get out. And just walk out in the sun, walk out the door, pet the dog, do a chore, exercise. Just get out. And so I'm going to ask you this as a favor. Try it once. Just try it once. Just tell yourself you have 2 worlds. There's the imaginary one in your head, and then there's the real one. And all sadness comes from the imaginary one. As soon as you find unpleasantness because you're in your head, get out. Just get out. Join the real world. Just go, zoop. Hey, I'm in the real world again. Look at this. Real world. You'll feel instantly better.